universe and circle visitors. You ride the showers in order. You missed all the whiteheads on the beach and let all the flowers fall from your hand. No one says I love you and spread arms in the governance. And write your names in the letters in the smoke some down the shore. Remember, no one ever let you. But suddenly your window's shut and bang like a car over bottles. You set the sky with the red grain like a red fish. You're gonna hit it sooner or later. Oh, the birds are gonna fly over fields near the ghetto. Oh, the old man in the town with the pen and the power. Oh, the storm full of tears. It's time to change the way you feel. Say, you are here and I am there, but you answer to me all the same. And fly go around me and fight what social strain. Lifeless names you pray, and now you're done, little one. You bring a mount of honeysuckle, yeah. But now you're sad. You never thought the butterflies would ever be like this. And my happiness, I suppose, is watching all go down and around. And now all the while sitting by counting time and throw it in a pile now. In a waltz to the falls, you pick it up where you left off and said, hey, my name, that's a sign to all of my letters. Oh, my name, the one that makes you dream and despair. Says, yeah, my words raining over you like a stormy hour. My tides are the same, control me, pierce your hours. Whoa, I said it once, in the wind, in the wind, in the window. I said it once, oh, in the wind, in the wind, in the window. Baby, 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 I'm gonna be your all man. Baby, 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 gonna be your all. Ooh, my sailor, my sailor, my sailor. Ooh, my sailor.
One, two, three.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Hey! Come on! Come on, baby, come on! Ow! Oh! Chop, chop, chop! Come on! Come on, come on, come on!
Good evening, Stamford Musician Scoop. Good evening, Facebook Live. Good evening, YouTube, and good evening, Twitch. I'm Frank Tosto. Welcome to BandSetter live stream show. This is it for the season, our last show. When I say the season, I mean the pandemic season. What has been, 14, 15 months or so. When we started this show, we said from the outset that we'll do this, for the time being. We didn't know it was going to go 14 or 15 months. And I thoroughly, believe that I will do this show in some iteration over the next, X amount of months or what have you. Maybe every once in a while we'll touch base and do one of these. But for the time being, we are going to pause. The good news, we're going to pause this show because we are back out and playing. If you are still hiding at home, please get out of your home. Get out and see some folks. Say hello. Support your venues, the bars and the restaurants that still so desperately need our support. Those that are still around, now's where they're, we can certainly show our appreciation to them by supporting their venues and also every one of your friends that are performers. And if they are playing out, go see them. We owe them that, and we owe ourselves that as a community. That being said, the good news is that we are out and about. We have some exciting announcements this evening regarding some things that BandSetter the brand is going to be doing, but also a great show on tap. We've got performances from the Dame and the Dude. They will be here. Kurt and Helen will be here. Pete O'Neill will be here. He's awesome bass player. Sherry Platt's got one for us. So many cool surprises for us this evening, and I hope you guys can hang out until the very, very end, because it really is a nice jam-packed show. So without further ado, we're going to get this thing started. My good friend Joe Calderone, he's been missing for several months. He's back and he's better than ever. This song is called I Am Yours.
You want, baby, I am yours. Whatever you're into, I'll be that and more. Take me to the limit, to the edge. Just take me wherever, in and out of bed. Like a bite, baby, makes me squeeze. You're tighter and tighter, deep inside of me. I know I am yours, deep down in me. I know I am yours. Rushes flying everywhere. Emotions are speeding, and I don't care about anything else. But you're with us, love. Tell me what you want, baby, just once more. 'Cause whatever you're into, I'll be that and more. Take me to the limit, to the edge. Just take me wherever, in and out of bed.
Yeah, Mr. Joe Calderone. It's been a while. Been, what, 4 or 5 months since the last time you graced us with your presence. How you been, buddy?
I'm good. You, Frank? I'm good.
You're like, yeah, I'm good. unless you hear otherwise, I'm fine. Hey, first of all, welcome back. I'm sorry that we aren't going to be able to continue this show for the time being, because every once in a while I always think to myself, we've got to get Joe back on, because every time you're on, you do something, some sort of song that sticks with me. I've told you this in the past too, even when we did our open mics. I'd be driving like 2 weeks after that open mic, and some melody would pop into my head, and I'd be like, "Is that like is that Dylan? Is that like no? Maybe it's Tom Petty. Oh no, it's Joe Calderone." And I mean that. I've told you that in the past. So we always look forward to it. And you've got some exciting things going on. I think you mentioned that you are going to be playing out, as my intro alludes to. We are all, quote unquote, well, I shouldn't say all. Some of us are fortunate enough to be playing out. And you mentioned that was the case for you.
Yeah, Club 20.
Club London.
London 20. July 8th.
So we should just mention Club London is a new place that opened up in downtown Stamford. It's actually not. It's actually by Exit 9. So I wouldn't say downtown Stamford, but it's a little bit. It's actually where the old Monster Bees used to be. It was also I forgot the name, but Tawa Restaurant, which is an Indian, really well-known Indian restaurant, is actually there as well. I believe that they are co-owned or owned by the same organization, and they've really turned that club, that little section there where the bar was, really into a nice little hotspot, if you will. And so I was happy to hear that you're going to be doing a singer-songwriter thing. What date is that?
July 8th.
July 8th, and that, I believe, happens every Thursday, and that's run by a gentleman by the name of Quinn, the mighty Quinn, of course. So we have another tune on tap for you. Why don't you tell us what this is?
Dreamer. It's a song I started to write a long time ago, but I really didn't have any chorus. And a couple years ago, I came up back with the chorus, like, okay, I'm a dreamer, so what about being this dreamer? And like, it's pretty truthful, personally, and I'm sure a lot of us can relate to it. And that's the story with that tune.
Yeah, isn't that amazing how many times that happens to me? I write songs as well. How many like little ditties you got that sort of, but you don't have a complete song. And the best songs are sometimes when you combine two of them, or maybe three little parts, and you go, wow, they were completely different songs. And there's so many examples of that throughout music history, and so I'm glad that you mentioned that. So, all right, so let's go ahead. Let's play. This is Joe Calderone, Dreamer. Hang out, Joe. We'll come right back to you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
I have been a dreamer. Yes, for all these years. And I want a dreamer. It got me through my fears. I remember the school days. Life was never a bore. I just sit myself down and dream away from it all. I was always a dreamer, thought that love never died, thought that once you found someone, that was it for all time. I remember the night there, come waking to find that something ever so beautiful was just a moment in time. Dreamer, oh, have I been a dreamer? I've been dreaming through storms, surviving them all somehow. Dreamer, yes,
I can totally relate, man. Totally relate. I love the sound of that 12 string. I mean, now, help me out here. You only play a 12 string. Am I correct?
Correct.
One time I mentioned to you, hey, what about a six? And you're like, no, that's not my scene, right? No six strings.
My fingers would get stuck between the six strings. My
Say
fingers
again?
would get stuck between the six strings. The two.
I could never master a 12 string, only because my fingers are just not, they just don't. It just obviously takes a little bit more effort. Got to push a little bit harder on the strings, etc. But you do that beautifully. And so again, let's remind everybody: July 8th, singer-songwriter night, hosted by Club London, a new place in Stamford. Joe Calderone on tap for that evening. Joe, always a pleasure to see you, and I'm glad we were able to reconnect before this iteration of this show went off the air. But we will. I'll certainly be out to see you on July 8th, and till then, be well.
Thank you. You too, Frank. Thanks so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Mr. Matt McDonald,
Hey,
I am
Frank.
so excited that you were able to be part of this. You sent in your videos literally at like the 11th hour, and I was like, oh, it's getting late. And I'm like, Matt's gonna make it, But
Oh no!
all kidding aside, we would have waited. It's worth the wait.
Thanks, Frank. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It was.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm giving you a hard time. I'm glad you were able to join us for this show. So that this is I'm sure you read this. This is going to be the last one for a while, and
Yeah.
I can only thank guys like yourself and some others that have been sort of regular staples on this show. Literally over the last year, it's been 14 months. I think 15 months.
Yeah.
I stopped counting after a while, but so it's my way of saying thank you. For everything you've done for us, and I'm glad we were able.
Thank
to
you, Frank. You're the guy who made it happen. You're the one. When I tell my grandkids about the COVID, I'll tell them how I got through it. This guy named Frank did it.
this dopey guy who did the show. Before we talk music, let's talk the Mets. Somehow they split the series with a very good team. I mean,
I know. I thought I was not feeling good about it. I mean, DeGrom helps for sure.
It helps to have the greatest. Look, I'm going to go on record. He's the greatest pitcher of all time. Okay, I don't. Look, I'm out there maybe, but I mean seriously, when you look at his numbers and just his, you can compare him to almost any great pitcher, and he's like right there. Like you can literally say, okay, just name them, whoever you want to list, and you go down and you just look. Now the difference, of course, is he hasn't had as many years as some of those the Steve Carltons of life, But anyhow, all right, let's talk music now. Enough of that tomfoolery.
Enough of the AL East leading, NL East leading. Mets.
You were about to say
I misspoke. No, I didn't
East,
say that. I didn't say that.
Leading Boston.
Revisionist history. I didn't say.
So let's we have a couple of songs, one from the band, and I can't remember who the other artist is that you sent in.
It's Little Feat.
It is Little Feat. I thought so. I heard it and I was like, sound like I just lied. I had no clue. Which would you like to start with?
Let's go with Willin. I'll tell you something about Willin. This is the first time I've sent in a repeat song to your show, Frank. So I don't know if you remember last May, probably.
I didn't want to call you out. Although you are wearing the same shirt twice in both videos.
I am?
I think so.
No, not. Oh.
Unless
between now and the one I just sent in the other day. It could have happened.
Well,
I'm wearing a red shirt in the one I sent you.
I could very well have loaded the same file twice. So we're going to go ahead and play Willin'. If it happens to be the wait, you'll know why. And then I will scramble. Okay, this is Matt playing, we think, we'll be playing Little Feat's Willin'. Here we go.
All right.
by the wind, driven by the snow, drunk and dirty. Don't you know that I'm still? And I was out on the road late last night, seeing my pretty Alice in every headline. Alice, Alice. And I've been from Tucson to Tucumcari, to Hatchapee to Tonopah, driven every kind of rig that's ever been made. I've ridden the back road so I wouldn't get weighed. And if you give me wheat, whites and wine, and you show me a sign, I'll be willing to be moving. Blown by the wind, I was driven by the sleet, had my head stove in, but I'm still on my feet and I'm still willing. Smuggled lots of folks and smokes from Mexico, baked by the sun every time I go to Mexico. And I'm still, from Tucson to Tucumcari, to Hatchapee to Tonopah, driven every kind of rig that's ever been made. I've ridden the back road so I wouldn't get weighed. And if you give me weed, whites and wine, and you show me a sign, I'll be willing to be moving.
Man, I like that very determined look towards the end there.
Oh yeah. I was being very pensive.
You're
That's
like
what I was
this.
trying to go for. Yeah. I think my levels were low, and I tried to do something to turn up the volume, and it was a little. I might have overdone it. My hand might have been heavy on that thing. I don't know. My levels seemed off.
I don't think it could ever be too loud. That's just the reality of my
All
world.
right.
You know. Hey, by the way, feel free to sit back and relax. Don't. It's not like you're on. It's not like anybody's watching, so you're good.
Trying to keep it cool.
You're like, yeah. So listen, got the game starting in about 10 minutes. So all right. So let's do the weight now. Listen, I think you're wearing the same shirt. So the point
Between the two. No.
Is it
I re-recorded Willen. I recorded it months ago, and then I re-recorded it, and I did it.
I misunderstood. You
take.
said it. I thought you said it. You had sent in as something you'd already. So you're just saying the song was okay. Good.
The song's a repeat, but it's a new recording.
Then you had me freaked out for no reason. Because I'm like going, gosh, I may have because I've done that before. I've actually loaded, the wrong, like, are you sure it's not your? Okay, so then this is, of course, the very, very ultra well-known song, "The Weight." Not easy to do, only because so many folks have done it, and every time somebody does it, you always sort of you sing the harmonies to yourself, especially when one individual is doing it by themselves. So let's go ahead and listen to Matt and hear Matt. Doing this is the band's The Weight. Here we go.
Pulled into Nazareth, wasn't feeling about half past dead. Just need to find a place where I can lay my head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? She just grinned and shook my hand. No was all he said. Take a load off Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. And you put the load right on me. Picked up my bag, went looking for a place to hide. When I saw Carmen and the devil walking side by side, I said, hey Carmen, come on, let's go downtown. She said, I've got to go, but my friend can't stick around. Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny, and you put the load right on me. Crazy Chester followed me, and he caught me in the fall. Said, I will fix your rack if you take Jack, my dog. Said, wait a minute, Chester, I'm a peaceful man. Said, that's okay, boy, won't you feed him when you can. Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny, and you put the load right on me. Catch a cannonball now to take me on down the line. My bag is sinking low, and I do believe it's time. Get back to Miss Fanny, you know she's the only one who sent me here with her regards for everyone. Take a load off Fanny, take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny, and you put the load right on me.
There's that pensive look again. That was good, man. That was really good.
Oh, thanks.
It's obviously you're making it your own. And I've never, I can't do that. I can't sing I just can't sing like this. I'd love to. I just can't. You know?
It was a conscious choice. I was like thinking, well, I don't really do that a whole lot either. And I think that's kind of where my voice is a little bit naturally. So might as well try it out.
It works for a lot of artists and folks that can actually do it and pull it off pretty well. And you certainly did. And I found myself singing the harmony. I was doing two harmonies. Oh yeah, at the same time, right? Thinking one of them.
Yeah.
That was cool. Really cool.
All right.
Well, listen. Thanks again. I really do truly appreciate your styles. And by the way, we are going to be announcing some things. So hopefully, we've got some things that we're going to be doing, and hopefully you can take part in person.
Yeah.
So that'll be.
That's what I was going to say. Give me a heads up of what's up. Now that I'm sort of more local.
Yeah,
regularly. I'll go places.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. We look forward to seeing you, man. So we'll certainly make it. We'll advertise everything we're doing, et cetera, and so go from there. But Matt, as always, thank you again. We'll see you soon. Until then, stay well, stay safe, and
you too.
My best to you and your family.
All right, thanks,
Take
Frank.
care, bud.
And thanks for doing this.
I accidentally cut off Matt. Hey, Matt, Matt, real quick, you're welcome. Hey, Pete O'Neill, welcome back, man.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having
me. I'm doing well. Thanks again. This is, you're relatively new to the community. We explained you were on the show last time. Thank you for coming back. You're an exceptional bass player, but also a guitarist and a teacher, etc. You're a New York City guy. Moved up to Stamford, wanted to check out the scene. You did the right thing. The first thing you did was check out the Facebook page, the Stamford Musicians Group Facebook page. Like, hey, this is actually a group. And so you're gonna sort of share your talents with us. But we, as we said earlier, this show we started the show March of 2020, and. We were going to sort of, from the outset, I said, well, we're going to do this as long as it takes, and I think we got to the point where I think we're done. I think we're, we've been talking about a light at the end of the tunnel for how many months now, and now we're sort of emerged, and now we're sort of able to bask in that light. So we look forward to that, and because of that, this show. I'll give you a perfect example of something that even happened tonight. Like, I reached out to a bunch of folks. Hey, any interest in coming on? Whatever. A couple of them had gigs. Like, we're out. We're playing tonight. And so, So that's kind of the reason. Well, then maybe this sort of played itself out a little bit. But
it's great news. I'm happy to have gotten on, before the end. So
well, good. And look, we've got some things coming up as well, and an opportunity for some folks to get out and be seen and kind of say hello to each other. And so, we, it's interesting. You sent in a couple. Now, I just want to explain, if for those that haven't seen Pete before, he was on the show last time. Kind of really impressive. Fretless bass player, which in and of itself, just right there, you're like, okay, how do you know where to put your fingers? I don't know. There are no frets, so you do interpretations. You're essentially a soloist. I mean, or at least the videos you've sent in were such, and you do interpretations of songs we all know and love. And the first one I spotted in 2 seconds. The second one was like, wait, I think that, oh yes, it is.
Yep.
So I'm going to play that second. I'm going to play the first one that everybody will recognize, I think, pretty quickly. But it also ties into something that we have Sherry Platt, who's going to be on the show a little bit later. She's doing something from the 80s as well. So
cool.
You go right back to the 80s, one of my favorite all-time bands. I'm going to go ahead and just play it, have people figure it out. This is, just sit back. If you haven't seen Pete, sit back, enjoy, grab a drink. You're in for a treat. Here we go, Pete.
Thank you.
Hang tight. We'll come right back. For those keeping track at home, that's Thompson Twins, right? Hold Me Now.
Yep.
So let me. I mean, it's obvious you're formally trained. I mean, clearly,
I didn't go to music school, but
well, stop there. Let me guess. YouTube, right?
Well, yeah, right, exactly, and all by ear. No, I just every time I see somebody who can do something I can't do, I just ask them what they want to give me an hour of their time, and then I work that crap for months. So it's like, but I've got to study with some great bass players over the years. Victor Wooten is one of them. Felix Pastorius, Jocko's son in New York, I got to study with him. And so, yeah, if I see somebody who's, if I see somebody on this show and I'm like, oh my God, I need to know how to do that thing, I will find you. I will be outside your door banging on the door until you teach me how to do it. So I'm a little tenacious.
So I'm sorry, you said you studied with Victor Wooten?
Yeah, he's got this sort of camp thing that he runs down in Tennessee. They call it the Woot Camp. And so I went down there for a week, and he had all these amazing players come down. Billy Sheehan came down and taught some classes, and like these guys were just monsters and blew my mind. And every time you think you know it all, you got to go to the wolves and just jump out there and fend for yourself and get your mind opened a little bit. And so these guys just every time I think I'm hot shit, I find somebody who could just kick my ass, and then I go ask them to teach me everything they know.
So. You realize Jesus, these guys, I think I can play, but these guys can really play, right?
Oh my God, yeah, it's the nicest rude awakening. So.
That's true on so many levels, though. I mean, there's always somebody on down the street or someone across in a different state that's just that much better.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I always remember, like, when we were I played football and in high school, whatever, and we were a pretty good team, whatever, and then you realize you see some these national football teams that are just. Everyone's six. They're high school players. Everyone's 6'4". Everyone runs. You're like, man, that's a real football team. Anyway, all right. So let's do the next one. The next one is I'm not even gonna tell you. I think we should be able to guess this eventually. It took me a while, and then I was just like, I know this song. This is great. So another '80s song. You're stuck in the '80s. What is there?
Well, I was looking for a time when before I was smart enough to know how bad things were. With COVID and all of this stuff that we've been dealing with and everything in the news, and I was just like, man, when was I young enough to not understand any of this? And that was back in the '80s, back when I was just listening to things for fun and just, hanging out with my family and playing with toys. And so I wanted to kind of mentally go back to a space where the life just seemed full of wonder and goodness and not full of awfulness and, jadedness and stuff like that. So that was all these songs are on an EP that I did last October. So it's like, it was just trying to capture that feeling of innocence for me, and that was the '80s during that time. That's
awesome. Some of us were graduating college, just so you know. All right, so here we go. Right, so let's sit back, relax. This is Pete O'Neill doing something from the '80s. Naked Eyes.
Yeah.
Always something there to remind me.
The real crazy thing is, and I didn't know this until after I covered the song, but it's originally a Burt Bacharach song.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's an old version. It's very kind of like Latin rhythm to it. So, but worth a listen. It's pretty good.
Wow, that was a treat, real treat. We're going to announce. We're not going to announce it just yet. We're going to announce something a little later that we're going to be doing that I'm happy to say Pete will be part of. So we're looking forward to meeting live in person, Pete. Can't wait. Actually, can't wait to see you play.
Me too.
Live. And as always, as in the last couple times, I should say, it's been great. Please be well. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon, man.
You got it. Thanks again.
All right. Take care. Pete O'Neill, everyone. Now they are joining us live on location, right? Kurt and Helen, how are you?
We are at the Horseshoe. Hey
guys. You're at the Horseshoe for the big.
Richard was just on.
Oh, Richard Keith, our good friend Richard Keith was a featured artist. Just remind people that is the Horseshoe open mic up in Southport, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm in Southport, and that's great.
See, I'll give you a little view.
All right, there it is. So did you run into Richard?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He's out
All right.
Yeah, we chatted with him.
Wait, he was out here a little bit ago.
Oh man, we would love to say hello. I mean, he came down from.
You can go get him if you want.
No, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. I was going to say he just came down. He came down from Cape Cod just to hang out, play a featured set at the Southport, at the Horseshoe rather in Southport. So, but anyway, Kurt and Helen, how are you? I don't know if you got a chance to listen to Pete O'Neill at all. I don't know if it came through on your phone, but
didn't. But his form is beautiful.
Oh my God! It's a fretless bass, and I was just like, whoa.
I could see that. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, so it was pretty good stuff. But you both are up to some good things. I see you're playing out. I've seen some ads from you, and you put out a new video. And tell us about what we're going to see here.
Oh boy!
So this is a new song. It's from producer Michael Mugridge. And it's called "Who's That Girl?" And Kurt is the lead singer in that. I'm doing the harmony vocals, and the movie, the little video, will really explain it. It's cute, it's catchy, it's fun, it's upbeat, and it's country.
And it's a mystery. Who's that girl?
Who's that girl?
And you left out the last part, and it's good. Let's face it. It's simply as that.
That's nice of you. And I'll tell you, it's not out on single yet on Spotify and Apple. I'm just getting the cover designed by Jamie.
Cover artwork.
Jamie Freitas,
doing the cover art for us.
Yeah.
Paula Darlington shot the video at Maple Hill Farm in Reading.
Nice.
A guy named Greg owns this beautiful property, and his foundation is musicnow.org, and so he really promotes musicians.
He's like a philanthropist at this point in his life, so he's all about these nonprofit music for youth programs, and he's throughout the states and actually worldwide.
He's amazing.
Really cool guy, and I'm glad to see people doing good things with their money when they don't know what to do with their money.
So he let us come into his studio, and you'll see how beautiful it is.
This is great. All right, so this is Kurt and Helen. Kurt and Helen, Who's That Girl? Let's sit back, relax, grab a drink, and enjoy. We'll come right back to you, both of you.
Okay.
Thanks, Frank.
There we go.
I've been singing these songs for a good long while, and I've been noticing one little thing. There's a girl that's creeping into every song, breaking hearts and doing somebody wrong. I don't know where she comes from, I don't know making, heartbreaking, two-timing woman in the first degree. I wish somebody would help me please. Who's that girl that's making these brown eyes? There's a Mustang child, a Miss Lizzie old Peggy Sue. Elvira, Michelle, my belle, help me, Rhonda, won't you tell me who's that girl that's making these brown eyes? Turn on the radio, you can hear them singing, cheating song by a lady like Lucille. Drop your quarter in the jukebox 9 times out of 10. You'll hear a story about that girl again. I wish I had a telephone number, I would give her a call. I'd find out just how she fools them all. She's a love-making, heartbreaking, two-timing woman in the first degree. I wish somebody would help me please. Who's that girl that's making these brown eyes? It's a Mustang style, Miss Lizzie old Peggy Sue. Elvira, Michelle, my belle, help me, Rhonda, won't you tell me who's that girl that's making these brown eyes? She's a love-making, heartbreaking, two-timing woman in the first degree. I wish somebody would tell me, who is she? Who is she? Who's that girl that's making these brown eyes? Go over and ask for her phone number, dude. Say, who's that girl that's making these brown eyes? I don't know, man. Look over there. Where? Who's that girl that's making these brown eyes? She's over there, man. Over here. Who is that girl that's making these brown eyes?
Yeah. I loved it. Hey, do us a favor. Introduce your band, because there's no credits on the tail end. That's I know this is such a new video. You hadn't had a chance to.
So let me ask you a quick question. Did it break up for you, or is it breaking up here? Because it's my.
No, it sounded good on my end.
Very good.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So here's the deal. Yes, it's really just come out. Paula Darlington just sent it to me a few days ago.
Okay.
So I don't have any of the credits on it.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the press. So it's Kurt and Helen Band with, let's see, Michael Mugridge is producer, and he's also plays guitar. He's the one sitting on the stool.
Yep.
Then it's Scott Spray on bass, and hang on, a little fire engine there.
It's all right.
Scott
It's
Spray
okay.
on bass, and then we have Tim DeHuff on lead guitar.
Nice.
And Sam Warfield on drums.
Wow, that's
and Kurt and Helen on vocals. So we're lucky. We feel really lucky.
So that was awesome. And do you have anything planned in terms of playing? Are you going to be anywhere we can see it?
Yes. Let's see. June 19th we'll be at the Pocket Concert at the park in Westport.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know what time we're on. We'll have the full band there. We're going to do a bunch of we're going to do some originals with Michael. I think that's about 2 or 3 o'clock. David hasn't given me the time yet. We have quite a few different gigs coming up in August. We'll be on the Green in Reading in August. We'll be at Porch Fest in Black Rock. We're going to open the hemp farm in New England Hemp Farms headquarters in Groton. So we got a lot of stuff coming up.
Nice. Well, do us a favor. Please keep us posted. Just let us know where you guys are going to be, so we can check in with you every now and again. But it's been a pleasure to get to know you through this venue. I'm sorry the show is pausing for the time being, but we'll reconnect shortly, I presume. But I hope to see you both live in person soon.
Frank, you're doing
Likewise.
Such a great job.
Yeah, Frank, shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
Such a great job through these past months on this show. It's not only fun, so much fun for us to watch, but also to be a guest. We're really excited to do that, and I thank you, man. You're likewise. It's really nice meeting you too, and I hope we keep up the friendship. Yeah.
Well, thanks again, and those are kind words. Kurt and Helen, everyone, look for them soon. We will certainly let you all know where they're playing. And
we
great
have a
video.
website. We also have a website, kurtandhelenband.com, and you just check us out.
Awesome.
Everything's on there. And I'll see you around.
Yeah, I'll see you around. Say hello to Richard Keith for us. Tell him we're sorry we missed him, but maybe next time.
No. Okay.
We're back. We're going back inside.
Bye.
All right, man.
Take care, guys.
Thanks a lot, Frank.
Bye-bye. They are such nice folks. David Lindsay, how you doing?
Hi, Frank. Good. How are you doing?
Good. I thank you for joining me this evening. I see you, every once in a while I'll show up to one of your bike rides, and that has been, we talk about the things that we've done during COVID and how we sort of made sense of our lives and kept things in balance. And say what you will, but you're at the helm of that Freeze Park concert, or I'm sorry, series of open stage of open mic events, whatever you want to call them, jams, I guess. And that did not happen during, obviously last summer during the COVID. But you sort of responded, you and Scotty and Chuck and all the, Barry, you responded by saying, you know what, let's just ride some bikes. And why not? You were doing it anyway. You literally formally made it an event, advertised it on your Tuesday night jam. I'm sorry, Tuesday. Is that what is the Facebook page? Tuesday night jam, right?
Tuesday night open jam.
Open jam, right? Okay. And for you at home that have not checked out that Facebook page, check it out. Dave does a great job keeping us abreast of what's happening with his sort of community, his little Tuesday night jam community. It's not so little; it's a pretty big event, and that's going to be starting up soon. I know you're not formally able to announce that because we haven't gotten all the details worked out. No need to unless you have more details. But there are plans to do a Tuesday night jam in 2021. Am I correct?
That is correct.
All right. Yep. Good. Again, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, fill us in on the details when you have them. Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm expecting that that we're going to start up at the end of the month. So probably the last Tuesday of June will be our first Tuesday night open jam of 2021.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And if you don't know Freeze Park, that's right by Wall Street Theater in Norwalk. It's a really cool area, and I'm remiss in that I did not even get a chance to come out to those events in 2019, and I was looking forward to 2020, and of course, things got in the way. All right, so let's change gears for a second, and let's talk a little bit about another project. Dave, by the way, Dave's a guy that you're an excellent drummer. You're a really good guy, and people that need drummers who want to hang out with cool guys call Dave. That's ultimately what happens, right? And you're actually featured in a couple of different clips tonight. The one we're going to play now, and then a little bit later with Alt ID. We have a clip. You're sitting in on drums on that. So, but tell us about the project that you're involved with regarding. It's a Grateful Dead tribute made up of Connecticut-based Dead players. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so that's called the Connecticut Grateful Dead All Stars, and the premise behind it is that we've got like a core group, but we pull players from different bands, local Dead bands mostly, but from all over the state and maybe beyond. But so the roster of musicians is often different for every show. And it keeps it kind of fun and lively, and it's a good mix, Yep. So we're having a lot of fun with that, and people seem to like it. I think.
Well, you just played this past Saturday, right? It was
correct.
in Milford.
Yes, we played at the Milford, Connecticut Post Mall in Milford.
Okay.
It was, I think, their next weekend's going to be their last outdoor show. That was another COVID, related venue, because they have an indoor venue. That's the Milford Performance Center. But obviously that was shut down. So they decided to try to continue outside. And we had played there. It was funny because I was telling the guys on Saturday that I hadn't set up the drum kit that I was using on Saturday since the last time we played there in October. Yeah,
that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Now, did I see that? Maybe I have it wrong, but are you guys also playing at the Palace in Stamford?
Correct.
Wow.
We are playing there on June 25th.
Wow. Tickets still on sale for that?
Tickets are on sale for that. Yeah, $20.
Yeah. Well, I know a guy in the band, so hopefully I can get a ticket. Anyway, I mean, you are a good guy after all, right?
I try to be, Frank, every day.
All right, so let's go ahead and play this. What do we set us up here? What are we going to see here?
Okay, this is actually a video from last time we played in Milford. It's Althea from the Grateful Dead.
Love it. Okay, let's sit back, relax. This is a 9.5-minute song. This gives us an opportunity to sort of refill our drinks, get a little smoke going, whatever it is you choose to smoke, and relax. Dave, hang tight. We'll come right back to you in about 9.5 minutes. Here we go.
Thanks.
Are we having fun? Let's make a little noise on a Sunday night, Milford. I can't hear ya. Let's make a little noise on a Sunday night. That's better, thank you. Thank you very much.
Wow. That was awesome, man. Hey, I know that the sound quality was a little choppy. My apologies on that. But you know where it won't be choppy will be, when you guys are live at the Palace, June 26th. Is that what you said? June 26th?
25th. It's a Friday night.
25th.
Yep.
Okay, 25. So just make sure that we post that on the Stamford Musicians Group for those that are, that would like to attend. Tickets are still available. Dave, that was an awesome performance. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Absolutely, yeah, that was a cool show. And so I did all the video recording and editing on that.
Oh, you did? Okay. Wow.
You couldn't really tell, but I was running around with the camera while I was playing the drums. You didn't see that, right?
I actually could tell a little bit. Yeah, a couple times I was looking for that traditional grip. That you're a traditional grip drummer, and for those of us that are drummers, we notice things like that.
Right?
Hey, he thinks he's cool. No, but that's great, man. You sound great, and it's always a pleasure to see you. So you got a lot of stuff going on. Connecticut Grateful Dead All Stars, the Freeze Park stuff that's happening, and so we'll be seeing a lot of each other, Dave. I
gotta do one more shout out, Frank, before we move on.
Please.
So our Tuesday night band is called Smokin' Charlie.
Yeah, great.
So to get warmed up for Tuesday night open jam, we're gonna be playing down in Freeze Park for Make Music Day, which is June 21st.
Oh,
it's
wow,
a Monday.
Cool. Nice.
There's a lot of stuff going on around in Norwalk, I think in Stamford as well, and other places around the state and around the world. If you're not familiar with Make Music Day, you can look it up. It's an international event, but all hosted, locally with people doing whatever they want to do. So we're going to be down at Freeze Park Monday the 21st, 7:00. With a couple hours of music.
And Smokin' Charlie has Scott Hensley on guitar. Does Chuck play with you guys as well?
He does. Chuck
on
plays. Keyboards. We've got Paul Fredericks on bass.
Paul and
Teddy Yakush on sax. And we've got our good friend Frank Maurice is sitting in with us on guitar.
Hey, talk about Connecticut All Stars. Come on, man.
Right?
I mean, you're right.
We also have another good friend of ours, Lisa Freud, is going to be singing some songs with us. So should be a fun night. We're hoping the weather's going to be good, right?
Well, cross our fingers, but I'll tell you, that's good stuff from Dave Lindsay. Dave, thank you again for joining us. As always, a pleasure. Thank you again for
Frank.
inviting.
Thanks for having me, and appreciate all you've been doing. Sorry this is the last one for a while, but I think it's good that we're all getting back to live music.
Yeah, for the right reasons, right? Exactly. Right. Dave, thanks again. We'll see you soon, bud.
All right, see you Saturday probably.
Take care. Hopefully, yeah. Take care.
All right.
Yay! There we are. We've got Charles.
I can't hear you louder.
We got Charles.
Right next to him too.
I know. Are your ears still intact?
No.
Yes.
All right. So let me introduce everyone on the screen right now. We got Charles and Leslie, Damon the Dude, of course. We have Charles and Meg, Bird Index, right? All right. And we've got Meg, first time on the show. Thank you for joining us tonight, Meg, because it's a pleasure. I know that, Meg, you've got some things going on as well. You're playing with that. You introduced, somebody posted earlier, Cars. The Cars tribute band. I love the Cars.
That's
love
right.
the Cars.
Yay, you'll have to come to the shows.
I will come to the show. Of course, I'll come to the show. I love it, but going back to Dave Lindsay, I love all tribute bands. I think that the guys that do tribute bands. First of all, a lot of them. I love the bands that do their best to sort of look the part. And I don't know if you can tell, the gentleman playing guitar. When we're watching, if you step back, you're like, that's Jerry Garcia. I'm not sure, but it might be Jerry Garcia, right? So. There's a Tom Petty tribute band called, I think they're called Dan the Torpedoes, and the lead singer looks, maybe not up close, but from afar, he's got the look, and he's got the way Tom Petty sort of handles himself. I love tribute bands. I can't get enough of them. You know, I saw the Doors. Actually, the Doors at the Ridgefield Playhouse. This is Ray Manzarek when he was alive, and Robbie Krieger, and they had some other drummer, and they had a guy that was from a Doors tribute band, and I swear to you, he was the absolute spitting image of Jim Morrison. Looked the part, sang the part, moved the way Morrison moved on stage. I mean, it was almost like he choreographed every move, and I was like, "This is the."
Kilmer?
It was not Val Kilmer, although I'll tell you a fun fact about that movie. Fun fact about that movie. My wife and I were hanging out in L.A. in 1991. No, yeah, 1991. We were staying at the Shangri-La Hotel, and we wake up and we go downstairs, and they're filming the Doors movie in our hotel.
Oh, wow.
And who comes walking by but Val Kilmer? And this is, I had no idea who he was. I was just like, who's, you know.
How many donuts did he have with him?
He at that time, he looked like Morrison, just talked like Morrison. And I got a chance to chat with him a little bit and whatever. And
well, speaking of tribute bands, when you sell Get the Let Out, same thing.
Oh my God, Get the Let Out. But one of the best, they are, I think, in my opinion, the best Zeppelin tribute band. They are beyond words. I mean, Charles, you were with us that night. But,
yeah.
All right, so we can certainly reminisce about tribute bands. So Meg is part of a Connecticut. I'm sorry, are they Connecticut based? I presume.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so Connecticut based Cars tribute band, right?
Yes, I'm afraid I don't look like any of the members of the Cars.
Oh, some of them had longer hair.
Probably better.
But honestly, we are going. You know, we're going for. We're trying to replicate the studio versions of the music as much as possible. So we're actually going to some pretty great lengths to get it just right, to get all the parts almost note for note how they were played. So where we are not looking like them, we're trying really hard to sound like them.
Except that the Cars, unlike some of the bands we just mentioned, the Cars were known for essentially their stage show was nothing to be, you know, people have seen the Cars would be like, you know, they essentially sound like the record. And that's the thing about the Cars, that they were so good at what they did that they, you know, so that would be an absolute tribute to them, because that's kind of what they did. They were not like, yeah, right. You don't hear about the Cars' great, you know, stage shows. They were not that way. You know, they were just more like, you know,
everything was very composed. All the solos were very written out and everything.
Every part was perfect.
It's amazing how complicated it is, actually. Like,
oh no,
just taking it apart, and we've got like overlaid time signatures and extra beats and extra just things thrown in, and it's pretty complicated. So.
There's a guy on YouTube. Named Rick Beto. I don't know if you've ever seen his stuff. He essentially breaks down why songs are great, and he's done a couple of Cars songs, and he'll like show you like, here's what's happening here, and here's why it sounds as good as it does. That stuff is amazing. So, anyhow, speaking of great interpretations of songs, I'm proud after all these months, you know, almost, you know, almost a year and a half of having Damon the Dude appear on the show, and each time saying, hey, one day we should do something together. We've actually done something together. And Meg was a big part of it as well. So the four of us on the screen will be part of the next video, and we're proud of it. And who wants to tell us about the song? Who wants to speak? Charles?
Well, which one are we starting with? Because there's one.
There's only one that features me.
Okay. Well, I guess I think that Leslie really had the decision-making process got started with the two of you mentioning the song, and then we brought you guys brought me and Meg on board. So, you know.
Actually, it was Frank who said to me, because I wanted to do the collaboration, but it was actually your choice, Frank, the song.
I think it was the artist that was more my choice. I remember saying to Leslie, I'm like, you know, you do a lot, because you cover a lot of ground with a lot of different variations of different or interpretations of different artists, et cetera. And I said, you know, have you ever thought about doing Linda Ronstadt? And you were like, you know, I'd be into that. So I'm like, yeah, let's give it a shot. You know, so I said to you, I said, look, you know, my time is valuable. I'm not going to do any song that's longer than 2 minutes.
Of course.
The song, it's amazing how short this song is. It's a 2-minute song.
Yes, it is.
It's like,
well, there goes your time limit.
I was like, well, what were they in a rush? I mean, you couldn't have thrown in another chorus or something.
Back when we had.
Thank you for wearing the Rush T-shirt. I love it.
Actually, I was going to say the same thing.
You're welcome. I didn't realize that.
And also, this is probably the last time I'm going to wear this.
Well, no. First of all, the Stanford Musicians Group still exists. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I burned mine.
You cleaning rag.
Yeah.
You burned your bra too, didn't you?
You burned yours. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and formally introduce it. This is When Will I Be Loved? This is Leslie on vocals, Charles and I on backing vocals. Charles playing guitars, I'm playing some drums, and Meg, of course, really rounding us out with some amazing bass playing. So sit back for the next 2 minutes and let's enjoy this video. Thank you, guys. Here we go.
Thank you. That was awesome.
That came out.
God, I swear to God. When you said you were doing something with a video, I'm thinking, what is he doing? That was amazing, Frank.
Well, video is always fun. Yeah, that was a lot of fun to do. I'll tell you, Charles and I went back and forth. We're like, I don't know if we have these harmonies right, but I'm like, at one point we're like, that's it. We're good enough. It's good enough. We're not putting this out on, and it's the last show. So, that's an amazing, this goes back to learning, it's something Meg said, when you really stop and listen to what's going on from a production value, it's amazing how well done that song was in terms of just the relative volumes of all of the relative, harmonies, et cetera, and what was going on. Of course, they had a killer band, helping Linda Ronstadt. You do know that Linda Ronstadt's original band included Glenn Fry. Yeah, Glenn Fry and Don Henley, which is amazing. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So that was great, Meg. Thank you again for being part of that. That was really a big part.
Meg, you just really added to it. God, I loved it. I loved it.
I finally get to talk to you, and it's funny that we did this project, and this is actually the first time I'm talking to both of you. Cool.
I know, it's funny. It's like Charlie talks of you, and so it's kind of nice that. And I will see your car show.
Don't tell me what he says.
He said you're phenomenal, and you are. So.
All right, so now let's change the change the narrative here and talk about the Dame and the Dude, the next one that you guys did.
Yes.
Tell us about who wants to speak about this.
I chose a song. It's a Pink song, which is completely out of my wheelhouse. I'm not Pink, but it's her new song, and it's attached to a documentary that she has on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And I tell you, I think she's a phenomenal singer, musician.
Absolutely.
So I'm attempting it, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
This is called All I Know So Far. Sit back, relax, and we'll come right back to everyone.
Yes.
Haven't always been this way. I wasn't born a renegade. I felt alone, still feel afraid. I stumble through it anyway. I wish someone would have told me that this life is ours to choose. Not handing you the keys or a book with all the rules. The little know that I know I'll tell you. When they dress you up in lies and you're left naked with the truth, you throw your head back and you spit in the wind. Let the walls crack, 'cause it lets the light in. Let them drag you through hell. They can't tell you to change who you are. That's all I know so far. And when the storm's out, you run in the rain. You put your sword down, dive right into the pain. Stay unfiltered and loud. You'll be proud of that skin full of scars. That's all I know so far. That's all I know, so you might give yourself away, pay full price for each mistake. But when candy coating hides the razor blade, you can cut yourself loose and use that ray. I wish someone would have told me that this darkness comes and goes. People will pretend, but baby girl, nobody knows. Even I can teach you how to fly, but I can show you how to live like your life is on the line. You throw your head back, you spit in the wind, let the walls crack, 'cause it lets the light in. Let them drag you through hell. They can't tell you to change who you are. That's all I know so far. And when the storm's out, you run in the rain. You put the sword down, dive right into the pain. Stay unfiltered and loud. You'll be proud of that skin full of scars. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. That's all I know. That's all I know so far. I will be with you till the world blows up. Yeah, yeah. Up and down and through till the world blows up. Yeah, yeah. When it's right or it's all left up, till the world blows up, till the world blows up. And we will be enough till the world blows up. Just throw your head back, you spit in the wind, you put your sword down, 'cause it lets the light in. Let them drag you through hell. They can't tell you to change who you are. so far, that's all I know. That's all I know so far, that's all I know. That's all I know so far. I will be with you till the world blows up.
Wow, that was really, really, really pretty.
That was my attempt at Pink. So I hope you all enjoyed it.
Sounded really good.
Thank
So-
you.
Really nice.
So Leslie sent me a note when she heard that this was going to be our last show for a while, and again, it's undetermined when we'll resume this. When, like we did this for all the right reasons, and we'll, I've said from the outset we'll do this as long as we need to, type of thing. But now we're out and about, and so Leslie's like, well, what are Charlie and I going to do now, type of thing, And so I guess it's appropriate to announce with Charles and with Leslie being part of the initial Stamford Musicians Group, and really the group, as you may or may not know, was formed by Charles when he moved from Atlanta to Stamford and said, you know what, we really should, create a musicians group. And then Charles, myself, and Leslie and Rand ran an open mic. Excuse me, from I think. I get all choked up when I talk about this.
Are you okay?
From 20, we ran an open mic from 2015 through 2018 or whatever it was. It was a few years, and so and that kind of came to an end, and then it is what it is. But so I'm happy to announce that the BandSetter name will continue. We are going to announce, and I'm doing it right now, first time announcement here. Starting next Wednesday, June 16th, BandSetter Live Open Stage.
Oh my God.
This will happen Wednesday nights at Club London, downtown Stamford. Actually, a little bit outside, right off of Exit 9. Really cool place. So I'm very happy and very proud to be able to sort of put that together. This will be sort of an ongoing thing. We'll play it by ear, see how it turns out. We will have a featured artist, a featured singer, songwriter, or just a featured. Yeah, I know. I was waiting for you to do that. Let me do that again. Hold on. There you are.
Yes, but Frank, I think he's doing that to block me out. No.
Yeah, right.
Well, you know who I have? I have to admit, I think the one who's going to miss this the most, believe it or not, is my mom. She has followed this literally for almost a year, and she has grown so attached to everybody out there. She watches, she comments, she's commented tonight.
Yep.
She thinks you're great. You've done a great service for the music scene, and she's thoroughly enjoyed it. So
I hope your mom can make it out and sort of meet some of us in person.
Highly doubt it.
All right, well,
She
she doesn't.
And she'd be the first one to say that, but yeah, she loved this. She loved
Mrs.
it.
Schoen, thank you very much for your support. I really do appreciate that.
Well, I don't want
raise a glass.
I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I'm sure it's going to be enough work just getting the thing up and running, but I'm sure that eventually, whatever the Wi-Fi situation is there, we might be able to get to a point where we can, stream it from the venue. I don't want to speak for you or anything, but it's technologically possible.
Well, when we did the Murphy's things, we Murphy's open mic last year, we would stream it. So yeah, there's no reason not to. But I mean, it won't be the BandSetter live stream show, but it'll still be maybe a stream of the live open stage. But anyway, so that's my announcement for the night. The big announcement.
That's fantastic, and I'm looking forward to it. And as I said before to you, Frank, I want to thank you for this venue, because if it wasn't for this venue, I probably would have hid in the corner and have been incredibly nervous to sing to anyone. So,
and you know what? I'm gonna say this sincerely. We can't have that. Seriously. So no, I'm saying that sincerely. I know it sounded funny, but we can't have people hiding in corners and not expressing themselves. That's what we do, and that's what we do as a community. So thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Meg. That was awesome. We'll see you guys soon.
Meg. Thank you so much, Frank. And to everybody, just seeing you guys out, I feel like I've made a group of friends.
Well, same here. See you guys soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.
My shirt's on back.
Starting to get emotional there. You know, Sherry, we were talking about you before. I don't know if you heard us.
No, I joined in just as Pete was finishing up.
Pete O'Neill. So,
Yeah,
we were referring to, I said to Pete, I said, later in the show, we're going to be doing some other 80s songs. And Sherry, of course, is the individual that put together, I think, I have to tell you this. I'm going to ruin it for everybody. This is one of the funnest videos I've seen in a while.
It's so ridiculous.
No, it's not. First of all, it's good for starters. Let's put it out there. It's good. Second, you are in the, you're in the moment. You are showing the inner Madonna, I
kind of shy away from these videos, because I love the audio part of it and not so much the video part of it. I've said that before. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to go all out for this one.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm going to look for it real quick so that we don't.
But it is a throwback to the 80s. And I apologize that I danced like Elaine from Seinfeld in it.
No, she does. Right? She does that, right? With the you don't do any of that. I watched the video. I've seen it several times. I think you do a nice job. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we've already given it away. This is you, Sherry. And by the way, Dave, I presume you had something to do with this.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I played the bass and programmed the drums.
And he did all the audio mixing too. He keeps not saying that, but I played the little keyboard interlude in there, and that's on a ukulele. I played the ukulele.
Yeah.
And
I heard that. Yeah.
Hopefully, it doesn't sound like a ukulele. I just said, Dave, don't let it sound like a ukulele. But I think anyway.
Well, first of all, it's an interesting sound, so why not? So let's go ahead and play. This is Borderline by Sherry and Dave. Here we go. I saw those clowns dancing in the background. I was like, I have to put them on. Tommy and Joey, I saw your entire dance routine.
Oh, too bad we missed it.
Oh man, it's funny. I think guys, you got your mic muted, but that's okay. Don't worry, but you don't have to unmute it. So Sherry, so there you go.
Alive. To lose my mind. I love you.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so great.
Sherry, that was seriously, you know, all.
Woo, yeah.
I thought, Sherry, I honestly, sincerely speaking, I thought that was excellent. Seriously, I thought the production was great. I enjoyed your performance. And I love that song. I'm not the biggest Madonna fan, but that's probably one of my favorites from her.
You are now.
I am now.
I had to dig out all those clothes from like when I was 15, and they don't fit the way they did when I was 15.
So what? That happens. That happens.
I think I've been preparing to do that video since I was 12 years old.
All right, good. Well, it came out well. Dave, you were instrumental.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm a big Madonna fan. I have been since the 80s. I don't know. It's just one of those guilty pleasure kind of things. You can ask her. Yeah, I got
vinyl
Madonna records. I got like 12-inch maxi singles from the 80s and stuff. I just love the production. She had a really good crew of musicians. And, you know, that was back when, you know, it sounds – at the time it sounded like really polished and really produced, but those were live musicians. That wasn't sequenced.
No,
you know?
I know, yeah.
People played that music, and it was so really good.
Yeah, it's kind of like me and Donny Osmond. I'm a huge Donny Osmond fan.
Right.
I wanted Dave to be in the video, and he declined. So I can't imagine why.
You should have reached out to
Tommy. Joey and Tommy in the video.
Dave, who likes to hang in the shadows, man. That's his thing. You know,
that's his
stealth
thing.
Mode.
In the
Fonzie,
shadows.
you know, what are you gonna do?
All right, so you know, if you don't mind, Sherry, Dave, we'll kind of hang. Hopefully, you'll stay with us through Tommy and Joey's. Oh, you know what? Let me also bring in Dennis. You guys all know each other. Dennis, where are you, Dennis?
I'm actually in Ogden, Utah, right now.
Oh, wow!
This
all right,
this is my son's town home, and the view from that.
Pretty
sweet.
You can almost see a mountain back there. It started clouding up.
I see it. Well,
what part of Kansas is Utah in? I don't even know.
Yeah, Utah, guys. You don't know where
it's
Utah is?
It's the far west of that.
It's to the right of Minnesota, right? I think. Right?
Yeah. No. It's one of the big square states out west.
Oh, it's a square state.
Science wasn't my strong suit, man. I'm not sure.
Is it by that state? Is it Iowa or something like that? But anyway, all right. So, and by the way, speaking of Utah, Donny Osmond, the whole tie-in. All right, so that's where you're at. All right, so
I'm looking for Captain Kirk now.
So let us do this. I asked Dave Lindsay if he could come on without a shirt. That was an important element we wanted to add to this. I said, Dave, is it possible for us? I said,
rock and roll.
I said, Dave, I know you're in the shower, but is it possible for you to come on because we're just about to play your song and you're on the drums on it? He's like, yeah, sure.
No, you know, the problem is it's so hot in my house. It's like 90 degrees in my house.
Yikes.
So I only put a shirt on to come on the show before, and as soon as I got off, I took it off. I just screwed it up.
Trying to back out of it.
Okay. Let's.
No.
Nobody wants to see that.
This is a family show. Let's remind everyone this is a family show. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, if you don't mind. I'm going to set this up. Tommy, Joey, Tommy, Joey, Dennis, and Dave. Right? Am I saying that right? Yeah. All the four of you are in this video. This is a couple weeks ago. First time out for a lot of you guys. I think Tommy and Joey, you're and Dennis. Dave, obviously you'd been playing with some others, but this is Sweet Child of Mine, which is not a song that I would think to even bring out of a repertoire after 2 years sort of not playing it, but this is you guys doing it. Yeah, no, this was good. I have to, hats off. This was outside in Westport. Dave Rao does this sort of get together and invites some folks to come up and play, etc. He's done a few of these. This was really cool. So let's go ahead and play it. Here we are. This is technically alternate universe, right? Okay, here we go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where every day bright as a bright blue sky. And now and then when I see your face, she takes me away to that special place. People stare too long and probably break down and cry. Sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. She's got eyes of the bluest skies, and got a brain. I need to look into those eyes and see how to pain. It reminds me of a rosy grass where I saw that I played for the thunder and the lightning was quiet and passed me by. Oh, sweet child of mine. Sweet love of mine. Sweet child of mine. Sweet love of mine. Sweet child of mine. Sweet love of mine. Where do we go now? Where do we go now? Where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go now? Where do we go? Sweet child, where do we go now? Where
You know, that's we all need more groupies in our lives. Although I'm not sure about that other guy.
How much did you pay Kate to do that?
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think she needs
a Kate or something, but she's there for free.
It's usually a monthly payment, I'm sure.
And that was her brother who came up, so it gets a little weird after that. So I'm gonna
Right,
jump there.
that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to give some major props to Dave because Dave never played with us before live, and he said, "Do you have anything you can listen to?" And I said, "I got an old Friday Live thing you can listen to." And then he came in and he killed it, and he was in the pocket with Dennis the whole time. He was phenomenal. So Dave, thank you so much, man.
Dave. That was a lot of fun.
Man. Yeah.
It was.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. Absolutely, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Dave's one of those guys that, like, you know, people call on because two things: number one, he can play, and number two, he's a cool dude, man. Cool dude.
He's a cool dude.
He's gonna set me up for those $20 tickets that he's got at the Palace. This is really cool. Thank you, Dave. And hopefully I'm not overstepping my bounds here. Anyway,
not at all.
So all right. So Tommy, then the next one is really just you again, right? Not again, but you did something solo last time.
It's a solo thing. You know, these guys keep wanting to fire me and stuff, and then go solo and this and that. And I didn't know if they
were going solo on us, man.
Well, so this is you doing some Neil Young. I was about to say Neil Sedaka. Breaking up is hard to do. So some Neil Young, and you know, I don't know if you saw it, but I announced a little earlier that we're going to be doing an open mic at Club London every Wednesday night, starting on June 16th, with some featured artists, etc. So hopefully you can join us for that. Tommy and Joey and Dennis, you guys are local. Sherry, of course, and Dave and Dave Lindsay. If you want to come, just come watch it. There's no drums there, but you can kind of watch.
Bring a shirt, Dave.
No, he doesn't have to. No, he does not have to wear a shirt. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Joey, I want my Zildjian shirt back. I want my Zildjian shirt back that you were wearing in that video. Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and play. This is Tommy doing Harvest Moon. Let's sit back, relax, enjoy, and take a drink. Here we go.
Come a little bit closer, hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this life away. There's a full moon rising, let's go dancing in the night. We know where the music's playing, let's go out and feel the night. 'Cause I'm still in love with you, I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you. Oh, this harvest moon. When we were strangers, I watched you from afar. When we were lovers,
loved you with all my heart. But now it's getting late, and the mood is climbing high. Want to celebrate, see it shining in your eyes. Because I'm still in love with you. I want to see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you. Oh, this harvest moon. Because I'm still in love with you. I want to see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you. Oh, this harvest moon.
That was awesome, man. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that, Tommy.
Good job.
All right. So listen, I've got to move along because I've got so many folks that they've been waiting 15, 20, 25 minutes or so.
Just want to say one thing real quick. Just want to say thanks for all you've done last year. It's been a lot to so many people.
Thank you.
You made a difference.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. You're very much appreciated. You're awesome. Thank you.
Well, you know, it's funny. I was about to say the same thing to you guys. You know, I got to know you guys really through the last year and a half or so. We'd met in the kind of like in the past, but didn't really connect. And of course, Joey, you, myself, and Dave Lindsay. Of course, whenever we need a drummer, we call Dave Lindsay. We were in that whole cowbell thing that Dennis was involved in that as well. And so. I got a chance to work with Dave, Dave Platt rather on bass on a few tracks. So Dave, you've been just a pleasure to work with, and you just kind of speaks to the kind of person that you are. So thank you guys collectively, everybody on the screen. I've been fortunate to be able to host this, and I'm look, this is not goodbye. It's so long for now, but we'll see each other certainly in person. So. Guys, be well. Right. Thank you again. Stay safe. We'll see you guys soon.
One more thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry. One more thing.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on. Wait. Do that again. I don't have an outro. Go ahead. Do that again.
Hollywood.
Yeah. All right. Hey, wake up, Randy. Come on.
Awake. Man. What do you mean?
Up? Hey, is that the famous Pat Stone in the
someone wanted to say something.
Hey, Frank,
what's up, Pat? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. Thanks for doing all their shows.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much for being part of it. I thought, as I was saying earlier, it's like really got a chance to get acclimated, acquainted with folks, and you're certainly one of them. I've seen you perform, and you've been great on our show. So thank you again, and continued success to you. And to Randy, you and Lori, happy anniversary on behalf of the Stamford Musicians Group and the folks that watch the show. It's a special day. And by the way, it's got to be a good day for Pat. Obviously, Pat, without the anniversary, I don't know if he knows how that. Does he know how that works? He doesn't know how it works, doesn't it?
Good man.
All right. So,
and Bobby, how are you, buddy?
And I want to introduce Bobby Miano. Bobby, welcome to the show, man.
Got it. All right.
Bobby's frozen. Oh, there he is.
The voice is going in and out. I'm hearing
Yikes. Okay.
Static.
That's a connection thing.
Is it me or you?
I don't know. I can hear it. I can hear you fine.
Yeah, my quality's okay. Bobby, if it gets to be a total disaster, just pop out and pop back in. I would say, right, Frank?
Yeah, I mean, give it a shot. You want to give that a shot? I'll talk to Randy for a second, and you want to pop out and pop right back in. Maybe the connection will improve.
I'll try.
We lost. I think. Okay. All right. Cool. So Randy, we've got. All right. So we'll wait for Bobby to come back. We'll come. Yeah, we'll come. We'll wait for Bobby to come back. So, Randy, I've said this a million times. I think you've played with pretty much every band ever, right? No, seriously. I mean, I'm not kidding.
It's all right. I'm a gig whore. All right. So
it is what it is.
Mea culpa.
You do what you do.
But as I've told you, a bass player can be in a lot of bands, and it's like if you walked in to see a band in a bar, like great band, you walk in to see another band the next week, and it's a new band but the same bass player.
Right.
Nobody's going to turn around on their heels and go, same bass player.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I've seen him before, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Here's Bobby back. Bobby, can you hear us better now?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
We can hear you better.
Great. So we were just saying to Randy that Randy's played with a lot of bands, and we've been fortunate actually to sort of be able to peek into his life a little bit over the last year and a half in terms of just the variety of different bands. Not only has he played with B-Side and some of the others, and he's sat in with Flight Risk. Obviously, we're going to see a video shortly, but Flight Risk is a band that is very highly regarded. Some real top talent in that band. And Bobby, thank you for joining us tonight. You're certainly a very key part of that equation. Bobby's a great singer. As a singer myself, I look at Bobby, I go, I got to sing more like that guy. You've got this you've got this very controlled manner and very simple, easy way of singing songs so effectively. You've been at this for a while, right, Bobby?
I'm sorry.
I said you've been. Yeah, that's okay. You've been doing this for a while. I can tell you've got that stage presence about you.
Yeah, I did weddings for like over 20 years. And even before that, I had an original band. I did a lot of original music. And then when I was about 58 or so, I started doing the classic rock.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I'm loving it now. I really am.
Look, there's no, in my opinion, you could go to a club and check out it. Like, in my opinion, there's nothing better than a classic rock cover band. Seriously, I mean, it's my wheelhouse. Don't get me wrong. I like pop music. I love reggae. I love, but you give me classic rock and I'm sold. I'm done. You tell me where and I'll show up. And I've seen Bobby. I've seen you in other bands as well in the past. We won't talk about them, but you're now involved with Flight Risk, and you've got some top talent playing with you. Tell us about, because we're going to go ahead and show a clip of you guys playing. Let me see if I have this here. You guys are playing "American Girl" by Tom Petty. Tell us who's on this clip, who's in the band, and I know Randy, you were sitting in for this gig, right?
Yeah, I was just a sub.
Yeah. Okay. So Bobby,
and he did such a great job, Rand. Thank you, man.
Man,
he always does. You always do.
I'm trying to keep up with these guys, man. Go on.
I'm done.
So who's in the band, Bobby?
Dave Rubishow is on guitar.
Awesome.
Dave, as you might know, played with David Cassidy, played with Davy Jones from the Monkees.
Yep.
I'm sure he's done other stuff before that, but that's one of his two major things, I guess, that he's done. He's been all over the world. He's a great talent. He's great for the band. He's just great eye candy also, you know. He just doesn't stand there and play his guitar. He plays his guitar.
Well, you know, he moves around. That's the one thing you'll see in this clip. You know, I mean, he's a guy like this guy he's moving around. He's got his you know what together, you know. So all right. Yeah. So then, and who's on keys?
On keyboards is Frankie Brenner. Frank Brenner,
Okay.
I know for so many years. We did weddings together years ago. Frank has been in a number of bands like Randy. He sits in on a lot of different bands, but he's been around. He has a great. If we don't have a bass player on hand, he's got one of the best left hand.
Wow.
He's just outstanding that way. He really is.
I hate guys like that.
Right? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, like, oh, you show off.
No, Frankie is an amazing. I mean, he can play keys. And he sings, and he's a sweetheart of a guy. He's one of the best guys I've met in the whole playing circle.
And let's face it, anybody named Frankie is cool. Let's face it.
Yeah, that's got to say, man.
Yeah. All right.
And who's your but Bobby? Who's your regular bassist? Who's that monster?
Tony Senator. Tony's from New Jersey. Tony is in an original band right now called Rook. They're just putting down a lot of tracks. They're so very good. He's doing that on the side. He's just great, and I know him also from the weddings, from Frank Terrace Orchestra. We were in the wedding office for over 20 years together.
Wow.
He's a monster. He's a monster. I've seen some
so
clips of them
happy.
before this gig because I had seen these guys, you know, during pandemic. Like everybody's separated, nobody was playing,
right?
And I had not seen a clip of this guy they have on bass. And I saw a clip. I'm like, oh, holy tits! I got to fill these shoes. Like,
and who's on drums?
As a vocalist, I always tell these guys, they are the true musicians. It makes me sound so much better. All of you guys have your music down. I come along, I enjoy my singing, but everybody behind me knows their music, and it makes my job so much easier. And the only thing with Flight Risk, what?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, you're starting to say the only thing with
We know when we do jobs, a lot of people ask us, they want to dance, we want to dance, and we're not a dance band. And I'm sure there are so many tunes out there, rock tunes that are danceable, and that's been not my chore, but
I think you know I hear what you're saying, by the way, but I've been to past gigs. I haven't seen Flight Risk, but I've seen you perform before, and people dance. You know, like, who are we kidding? I mean, this stuff it's called rock and roll for a reason. You know, it rolls and it rocks. You know, and who's on drums, real quick, before we play it? Who's the drummer? Who's playing drums?
Who's drums? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
On drums is
I'm doing this.
Mike Russo.
Mike Russo. Okay.
Mike Russo.
All right, so.
Yeah. Frank, just before to your point, listen to the first second of. Sorry, Bob. If you're going to play the clip, listen to the first second. There's a young woman in the audience who gives the band an instruction, and it's pretty funny. It happens at the very first second of the clip.
All right, so Bobby, he was Bobby. He was just saying that when we watch this American Girl clip, someone in the audience gives an instruction to the band. So we'll listen for that. And you were starting to say something about Mike. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I lost my track.
That's okay. All right. Well, Mike's a great guy, and I'm sure he's a really good drummer as well. So here we go. All right. So this is Flight Risk, American Girl. Randy sitting in on bass on this one, but we've got this, you know, literally just all-star characters in the background. Bobby Miano up front, and check these guys out because certainly, you know, they certainly. Pre-pandemic, we're playing out a lot, and now I know you guys are starting to play out again as well. So let's go ahead and give it a listen, give it a watch and a listen, and we'll come right back to you guys. Here we go.
something that's so close. It's still so far away. Oh yeah, alright. Take it easy, baby. Maybe let's go back. See you once, an American girl. Yeah.
Wow, man. So for those of you keeping track at home, the woman yells out, "We want to shake our asses." That's what she yells out. That's what, you know, we need to hire somebody for every one of our gigs in the future to just yell that out.
And
at some point,
and instantly Bobby goes, "Just wait."
That was awesome. That was really awesome. Thoroughly enjoyed. I love that song, of course. And Bobby, I mean, who are you kidding? I mean, how do you not dance to that? Seriously,
Yeah, well, there's a good handful that we have that people will dance to.
I will say,
you're just going to listen to it. I guess
I will. I'll say I'm
going
going to get. I will say this. I'll give you a really, really strong compliment, Bobby. One time I heard you play "Nights in White Satin," and I thought it was I never even thought to do that song, and you nailed it, and I was just like, that is so, why hadn't I thought of doing that song at some point in my life? Like, that was so beautifully done. I was like, and I remember that was the first time I saw you and I thought to myself, who's this guy? Like, this guy can sing. Like, he really nailed it. So
and he couples it with Tuesday Afternoon.
And then he does Tuesday Afternoon. I was about to say that. And then he does it, So listen, Bobby, thank you for joining us tonight. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. You were starting to say something.
I appreciate you talking about my vocals, but it's music that those guys reproduce, especially in those two songs. I mean, Frankie on the strings, on the horns when we do Chicago.
Oh, absolutely.
It just amazes me. It really does. They do the job that they do. Really?
Yeah. If you watch any cover band or any band at all, it's all about, we know it as musicians, the audience, and sometimes it's lost on the audience. All they see is David Cassidy, right? So or whoever, just to insert that name, but, yeah, David Cassidy. But yeah, we were talking about David Cassidy before, but the reality is or you see Justin Bieber or whoever, the reality is those guys aren't nearly what they are without the amazing performers behind it. That's what, by the way, that's what makes the band Toto so amazing, because all of them were studio musicians. They were like, you know what, we can probably do this collectively just as good as anybody else, you know. And I truly believe that's what made Steely Dan great. I mean, Steely Dan just, you know, while the songs were good, but they only hired the best studio musicians, right? So, anyhow, hey Bobby, thank you for joining us. Hey, what's next for Flight Risk? Where are you guys playing out?
I'm about 30 seconds away from my house on Saturday afternoon. There's a bar on Pennyfield Avenue in the Bronx. All I have to do is walk across the street. We're outdoors. It's their 10-year anniversary, the bar. So we're thinking as long as the weather holds out, it's going to be an awesome afternoon. It really is.
I do know you guys
Patty's
playing.
on the day.
Patty's in, okay, and I do know you guys play in Westchester and Connecticut, often. So, like, you know, if you're out there and you hear the name Flight Risk, highly recommend you check them out. They're just a lot of fun. So, Bobby, thank you for joining us tonight. Randy, hang on. We'll come right back to you guys.
Okay. Bye, Bob.
All right. Take care, guys. All right, Bobby. Good night.
Randy, Frank, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
And we accidentally cut Bobby off, but he said, "Thank you very much. I appreciate it." He's a humble guy and he's a great guy. Really cool dude, man.
He's a prince of a guy.
Randy, you have the this knack of attracting, you know, just the coolest guys. That, you know, people. Let's put it this way. I said this about Dave Lindsay earlier. He's like the cool, you know, kind of a cool drummer. You know, if you need a drummer and you're looking for a cool dude, you hire Dave Lindsay because he's just a great
He's a great guy.
You ask him. And Randy, you're one of those guys as well. I mean, Bobby Miano is an excellent singer. He's got a great band, and everyone he mentioned, and he's a gracious individual and just a cool guy. And look, they look at Randy Stone and they're like, you know, we need to get Randy Stone on board, like, because
I'm humbled by that. Thank you, and back at you, man. You and I first met because we were in a band together.
That's exactly it. Well, you know, I said, look, what band is Randy Stone playing in that doesn't have a drummer who doesn't own drums, by the way. Anyway, speaking of drummers, Mikey Beans, what's up? Mikey's also one of those guys that, like, if you need a cool drummer, need a drummer who's a cool guy, Mikey Beans fits the bill as well.
Oh yeah.
You know who's really cool? If you need a saxophone player and who's really, really cool, you bring this guy in, Winston. Winston, what's up, brother? And then I think, like, if you need like a really cool, like, intense but really cool singer, but intense. The word intense. He's got to know what he's saying. He's got to believe the words he's speaking. You bring this guy in, Eric.
There he is,
the man, Mr. Intensity.
And Eric, by the way, I noticed this last time. Your mic level is 8 times louder than everybody else.
Okay, I'll turn it way down. How's that?
No better, but it's okay. You've got a commanding voice. You're a singer. I get it.
I'll talk quietly.
There you go. If you wouldn't mind just whispering, that would be really helpful. Yeah, perfect. So we've got Eric, we've got Winston, we've got Mikey. I don't know. I'm looking at my little green room here. I don't see anybody else, but this is This is a good portion of the Rock Steady Collective. You guys are a reggae cover band, you know, and of course all of you have other projects, etc. But this is really an excellent project brought together by folks that play reggae really, really well. There are folks, and I was at Captain's Cove, as you guys know, last week. Or was it last Saturday? No, it was a week ago Saturday. And I know it wasn't last Saturday, but it was 2 Saturdays ago. And here's my take on it. Number one, not only did you sound good, but I was looking around because, like, everyone that knows you, and, like, you expect people that know you to dance, right? There were a lot of folks dancing, and it wasn't packed that night because of the rain and all that stuff. But there were a lot of folks dancing that didn't had no idea who you guys were. You were just some band that Captain's Cove hired. Like, so you clearly hit your mark. No doubt about that. And we're going to see a clip in a minute. But so who wants to take the lead on this? Talk about Rock Steady Collective. And Mikey, is this your project? You and Carl, help me out here.
Well, hey, Winston, why don't you give us a talk on it?
Well,
it grew out of what was the name of that band that we were playing?
Infinity's
Infinity Edge.
Infinity Edge.
Winston, I wasn't even in the band. I knew the name of the band. Come on, dude.
But
it's a tough room. Tough room.
I kind of like the collective part of it. I mean, we're a bunch of musicians. We get together and play. None of us were born in Jamaica, so we're playing reggae, but we're also playing Paul Simon. Knocked over my camera there. We're playing a bunch of different things, and the special part of it is that we're playing. There you go. I love how everybody in the band listens to each other. We can just look at each other, and somebody will say, if you've got something to say musically, you can say it musically. Somebody's going to give you space. We try to give each other tonal space, musical space. And it's a great feeling as a group to be able to just kind of let go. And that's partly the reggae music too, right? I mean, part of the reggae music is being able to just jam and to go into it. Karen's trying to get us not to have a set list anymore. She just wants to call the songs as she feels them. It's, to me, just to feel the band that's special. And reggae, of course, is a special kind of music because there's a lot of space for you to do whatever you want to in it. But I do want to give a lot of credit to Mike for saying, hey, we got to get together and make this thing happen again, and let's hit the ground running this year.
Here's how it actually sort of began a long time ago. I played in college. I formed a band with two other people called Hot Buttered Asparagus, and that was the name. I know it's kind of ridiculous, but that was the name. And can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Sure.
Yeah. So Hot Buttered Asparagus. So we're playing. It was like 1988 at SUNY Purchase, and we got to know who became a really good friend, a guy by the name of Derek, who lived in Port Chester. He didn't go to SUNY Purchase, but he was on campus a lot, and he's a Rastafarian, and he liked our music. Our bass player was really into reggae and was friends with Derek. So Derek came in, and we ended up forming a reggae band, which we played, which lasted for about 4 years. And then we lost after college. Just kind of the band disintegrated, and about 4 or 5 years ago, a good friend of mine, Dave Fogelman, who was another guy I've known for years and years and played in a bunch of bands with, kept knocking on my door saying, I really want to play bass. He's a guitar player, and I really love reggae. So my goal is I want to play reggae. I don't want to play bass. So I said, okay, because I know Dave, and when he's serious about something, if he says something, he really means it. So I said, if you really want to do this, I'm going to get in touch with my friend Derek, and let's get us all in a room together, and and let's just see what happens. So that was the beginning of Infinity Edge, and then.
Well, thank you. We went a long way for that one. So appreciate that. Thanks for the update on that. All right, so let's talk about rock. First of all, I mean, I'm sure these people were lovely individuals, but they're not on the show tonight. Let's talk about the people that are not here. Carl Troutman's not here, nor is Karen Johnstone. She was going to try to join us tonight.
Right.
And
she's too tired.
That's okay. It is what it is. That's okay. But I will say this, on almost as if I was the sound man. You guys sounded great. Seriously. So why don't we go ahead and play this? This is "Rock My Boat." Eric, anything to add here? I know you did a lot of the singing that night as you shared. What I would say, what was it, like a 60-40 split between yourself and Karen, right?
I think so. Yeah, it was
ballpark.
just a greght time. Great time. Karen did a great job on this song. I'm looking forward to hearing it again.
Yeah, no doubt. And then Carl sang, I think at least one song, maybe two. Winston, you sang a song, right? Your lead vocals on
Country Road.
Right? Yeah, Country Road. And Randy,
awesome.
I heard you humming in the you were humming.
That was my cable.
Yeah, right. And Mike, I think you also were humming a few times. So that's all right. I heard it, but no one else heard it, so that's cool. So let's go ahead and play. This is "Rock My Boat," Rock Steady Collective. And I will say again, I've never been to Captain's Cove. That is one cool place. Now that night was 51 degrees and rainy. Had it been
it's brutal.
Had it been like tonight,
You forgot windy too.
and windy, right? So there was people stayed home. If it was like tonight, you would have had 300 people there easily.
I know,
easily. And I think the next time you guys play there, assuming the weather isn't the same, you will absolutely. You'll draw a lot of folks. So let's go ahead and play "Rock My Boat." Here we go.
Don't you rock my boat, 'cause I don't want my boat to be rocking high. Please don't you rock my boat, 'cause I don't want my boat to be rocking. I'm telling you that like
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Sweet. That felt
was a lot of
so
fun.
good. When we were playing that, I was on cloud 9.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. I mean, that's really well done, and just really, it sounded. That's how good it sounded all night. I mean, it's just like there wasn't there wasn't a miss. And factoring the fact that like literally, when was the first time you rehearsed together as a band?
We had two about a month and a half before that show.
Man,
we had 2 full band rehearsals. That's
amazing. That's amazing. Like just that in and of itself. But all right. So yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say compliment to these guys. This is what I've been playing a long time, as evidenced by my naturally blonde hair, and this is one of the most challenging things I've ever taken on. And it's dragged me decidedly out of my comfort zone. And everybody on this screen and the folks who aren't here on the screen are really good teachers and coaches for helping me come into a realm of music that it's not technical. It's just different. You know, Frank, it's just, you go into something, it's different. So all my instincts are like, they're not worth shit. So anyway, I appreciate being with these guys.
So I'll just say this. I let the cat out of the bag here. So I did the sound for you guys that night. I was just in case no one noticed that there was, but I had the opportunity to attend one of your rehearsals, and during that rehearsal, Randy, to your point, like there was a lot of, and this was really on your end, Randy. You were like, wait, where's this song go? What happens here? And Mikey, I mean, you can certainly say verbatim what I said to you. I said to Mikey, I said, Randy didn't miss a note. Just so that's a testament to you, Randy. I mean, like you didn't really know, and this was like a week before the show. You were still like, wait, what is? How does this song go? Like, but yet that night you didn't miss a note.
Twist my head around. I left Eric's house, and hours later was doing that American Girl video. Just hours later.
Wow! Wow! How about that? All right.
Yeah.
So you guys are great. Thank you. If you guys will, if you don't mind, we're going to hang out since you all know each other. Eric and Light Warriors are up next. We're just going to sort of have, what?
Hey,
if you don't mind, I also, real quick. What?
I just want to put one thing. Our next gig is at Joey C's Boathouse.
Oh, cool.
On June 27th.
June 27th. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Sunday. It's hopefully the weather will be good. It's an outdoor show from 1 to 5 p.m. So it'll be a nice afternoon show.
If you have great weather, that'll be it'll be like a sold out show. I mean, like sold out. You know what I mean? But it'll be like at capacity. I mean, let's put it that way. Joey C's is a cool place.
I'm only doing that show if Frank does the sound.
Yeah, well, my rate just went way up. Just so you know,
it's a rider in the contract. Frank, I got to echo what everybody else said. Thank you for all the shows, and just combine all those words and repeat them to you. And I have no appreciation, and probably no one else has an appreciation for how much fucking effort you put into this every week to make this happen. So thank you for doing it. This was Mason. This and Ed Train's thing were like my entire social life for a year.
Yep.
So thank you.
I know, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And listen, I want to say, just a quick word about Ed Train. Look, Ed is a guy that does a lot for this community. He, I wouldn't be doing this show in the format that it's currently in without a guy like Ed Train. Ed was when I'd announced that I was going to do some Facebook Live thing, and that's because Stamford Musician Group, this group existed. I mean, it's been in existence since 2014. When the pandemic happened, I got this email from one of the group members saying, "Can you do like a Facebook Live thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think I can do Facebook Live." I actually reached out to Ed to say, somebody told me, or I think I'd heard that he was also going to be doing our show. Of course, you would expect it. And I said, like, what are you going to do about like sound, et cetera? And he was good enough to say, look, here's kind of what I'm doing. He's like, technology is kind of tough, but here's how I'm sort of doing it. I'm using a platform, whatever. And so without that, this platform doesn't happen. So, and I've said this before, hats off to Ed, for really kind of, as he always does, he sort of leads the way, and you can't say enough about, his efforts.
But hats off to you for what you did these weeks. You put on some really good shows.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. But again, that's, it's less about me. It's more about the community. I've said this a million times, and I'll say it, until I'm blue in the face type of thing. But, I get as much out of this as you get out of, the platform itself. This gives me something to do with my hands, or at least it gave me something to do with my hands for the last, year and a half, and so, look, it's a very symbiotic relationship. I'm happy to be able to have the resources to sort of pull this off, know how to work my technology a little bit. That's all I do. And then I just love talking to you guys. I mean, that's part of the equation. Hey, I want to bring in real quick, Sean O'Reilly. Sean, what's up, buddy? Sean's been patient. He's been patient. You're on. Somehow you're muted, Sean. You've been. I don't know. I didn't mute you, just so you know. But Sean's been very patient. He's been in our green room. Keep in mind that this show ran a little bit long tonight for all the right reasons. So, I don't want to. I don't want to keep Sean sitting in the, kind of. But Sean, can you hear us? Okay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can. Sean,
Yeah,
if you don't know anyone on this screen, and maybe you've
there's some familiar faces.
Oh, good. So then the folks on the screen probably know Sean. Sean's an insanely, and I really truly mean that. I don't use that word. Insanely talented individual that does not just music, but plays the harp. So, by the way, if any one of you guys need a harp player in that reggae band or something, I'm sure it would go over well. Or
Eric on the harp. I'd like to hear a skank.
You know what? There you go. So we'll include. See, Sean, I'm just trying to work it, man.
I appreciate it. I need the work.
Get you some gigs.
So, Sean, are you by chance a Joanna Newsom fan?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Sweet.
I mean, I've never tried playing one of her songs because she's like 15 minutes of straight lyrics, and I can't even remember my own, but I love her records.
Sean's also, by the way, Sean, a lot of your stuff is amazing in terms of just your own original stuff. But one time I sort of challenged Sean. I said, could you do Tears for Fears, Mad World? And you did, in my opinion, and I don't say, look, there are people that will literally blow smoke up people's asses all day long. I'm not one of those people. So just for what it's worth, Sean, that should be a single. I mean, I'm telling you right now, your version of Mad World by Tears for Fears is one of the prettiest things I've heard in a long, long time. You really should put that out as a single, And if you need managers, just let me know. Randy Stone and I will work on that.
You be careful. I'll hit you up. I'm a disaster to manage.
All right. So speaking of great songwriters, Eric Rabaska. Eric, I want to, first of all, thank you for a couple things. Number one, for being you. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you, man. That's so kind of you.
You're like, what the hell is that? Where'd that come from, right? No, but I want to thank you for a couple things. Number one, you're just part of so many different interesting projects. But also, I announced earlier that we'll be doing an open mic Wednesday nights at Club London in downtown Stamford, right outside of downtown. Not exactly downtown, but off of Exit 9. We are going to have a featured artist each week, someone that will sort of, hopefully draw some folks, but also, just do and work their magic for 30 or 40 minutes or so. Eric Rabaska is our first featured artist. That will be on June 16th. So that is at Club London in Stamford. That is part of the BandSetter Open Stage. That's what I called it, I think.
I love that.
But yeah,
that's awesome.
I figured I'd play on the BandSetter name, whatever.
Yeah, why not?
So thank you for that. So, but also one of your other projects, your main project is Light Warriors. We're going to play a couple of songs from. You guys did a gig at the Bitter End, the famous Bitter End. Yes, right.
Yes,
tell us about that.
It was great. We couldn't being a large band, we couldn't get the whole band together, unfortunately. So we are missing a couple of players. But we got the last slot of the night, and the owner, Paul, was like, yo, you can play as long as you want. And so we really stretched out and had a great time on every single tune. And I think what you're going to see on these tunes, we'll probably start with New Breed or One.
Sure. Yeah, it's your call.
Yeah,
your call.
whichever one. Let's start with New Breed, and you'll just see like a lot of listening and basically the kind of stuff that we were doing in Rocksteady. So
good.
But we do it in Light Warriors too. So hopefully everybody enjoys it.
You know, if you're not familiar with Light Warriors, you know, Eric, you're the chief songwriter and you're the arranger of all this stuff. Your lyrics, I've said this for forever. Your lyrics are you know, like here are my lyrics, and here's like the average writer, and here's Eric's lyrics. I mean, they are like they're heady, they're important, they are meaningful, they're sincere, and they're you know, Sean, to your point about like how do you remember all those lyrics? I mean, there's a lot of lyrics packed into one, you know, kind of thing. So this is a perfect example of that, and then we'll play one as well. There's a song called One as well. So here we go. This is Light Warriors at the bitter end, Eric and gang. And so let's sit back, relax, and enjoy this. Here we go.
Expecting so grand, vision crystalline. the masks that we wear to visions that we eat, imposing sayings, short of freedom locally. Where my place, mine is like a community. We've all been on the temple, gluttony and the creed that this whole world has conceived, which has nothing to do with me and me and you, nothing to do with inspiring news, nothing to do with the freedom to choose, nothing to do with being the truth. So creation flows when we lift away the veils we're forced to breathe. Oh, the dogs deeply feel the bass fighting on the beat. It's true quality. Cultivation of a new breed. Thanks, everybody.
Wow.
Nice.
That was what. That was one. That was one twice. That was one tight band there.
No kidding.
I love that
man.
song. That's one of my favorites.
That was sweet. That you're working your magic on your guitar solos there, aren't you?
It's it's nice when the group is just so locked in that the music starts to play itself, and we're just, I don't know, we're hitting a new level. Like after the core of the band has been together for 2 years. The keyboard player and the percussion player are fairly new but total pros, and so they've just fit in beautifully into the whole vibe. And it's, I don't know, it's so hard. You know, you guys all know how hard bands are, like especially when you're doing original music, to make something happen. Yeah. And this is like a 6-year project now, 6 years old, and so it's just, I don't know, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time for the first time in a really long time. So
I met your bass player yesterday.
Oh, Angel, yeah, he's a man.
He seems like a very fun guy.
Yeah, Angel's great.
I will say this.
He said I was playing a gig in Norwalk, and he came up and said hi.
He's a great guy. I will say this about him. If it wasn't for Angel, this band would not be, because back in 2018, I was ready to just give it up. I'd had like 30 or so people in and out of the band. Great players, you know, but just nobody willing to commit. And couldn't find the right combination. And then Angel was like, I like what you're doing. You know, we'd known each other from the jam scene. There was a Arch Street Collective, I think they were called.
Yeah, down in Greenwich.
Down in Greenwich.
Yeah.
And that's where I met these guys. And, you know, he said, hey, I want to do what you're doing. And we had a residency in Brooklyn, playing a restaurant. And we just played like every week for 2 or 3 months. And he got really tight.
Well, next time you see Angel, just ask him why he's not coming on our bike rides on Saturdays, because he was part of our bike ride group, and then he dropped off the face. Like, he was cool because he could ride a mean bike, and I would catch up to him, and I thought I was really feeling good about myself about that. But you know, I haven't seen him probably in, I don't know, 6 months or so.
Angels in love, man. Angels in love, and so they are like, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
Happy for him.
They're in
the
love swing. They're in the
he's you know, he's out on Long Island a lot with his girlfriend's family, and his girlfriend's mom runs a honey bee harvesting something or another, and she makes honey, and
cool.
like really awesome, cool stuff.
All right, so the next one is one. This is a single that you guys put out. I'm going to say what, 4 months ago?
It was March. Yeah, back in March.
Okay.
About 3 months ago. God, time flies.
Yeah, it's amazing, and obviously, as always, fairly poignant, fairly timely, important. You know, lyrically, you know, you certainly capture. You know, what's the? I guess that you capture in one word. Right, the word one. You know, thematically, what sometimes is missing in this world, in this mixed up, backwards world that we live in. You know, and it's as simple as, you know, just repeating that refrain, that it's all about one, right? And unity and community is all it really, at the end of the day, is all that really matters. And so let's go ahead and play this. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. I'm not. I'm just kidding.
You're right, Frank. I mean, you know, it's a few of
these are like, yeah, you know what I'm thinking.
It's good.
You know, we don't
I
have
love
enough
you,
love.
man. I love you.
You know who I really love? Mikey Beans.
Aww.
All right,
It's pollen, goddamn.
All right, so let's go ahead and play. This is one Light Warriors. Hang tight. We'll come right back to you guys.
Strong and softer. Foster upgrades, reprogram your DNA, shine light in your airways, release you from your learned ways. See you hard and my soul play as we decode the haze. We're lost in the maze. We bound towards one volume of unity. One divine light shining individually. One collectively transforming community. One piece in the human family. One. Patience over billions of years. Day and night ravens, our spirits in arrears. Fear what the government's peddling. They're in your face, in your ears, misguided meddling. Don't be settling, our love's continually spreading to all corners of the earth. Foundations are settling. One volume of unity. One divine light shining individually. One collectively transforming community. One piece in the human family. One. That's right. One. That's right. You got it. of oneness, one integrated system. Yet diversity is what keeps the system living. We will not know peace until we celebrate the differences. No hierarchy in God's kingdom, not in no supremacists. All people, all equal, so basic, so simple. One day the world will wake and we will all surrender. Give up the guns for the power of love. No, we never give it up until we reach the right turn. Who is one? Reparations for the past hurt. One. Decolonization of the whole world. One. Healing up the generations. What is one? One love, many nations. Who is one? Reparations for the past hurt. One. Decolonization of the whole world. One. Healing up the generations. What is one? One love, many nations. Who is one? face our heroes' moments. Parents struggle, though they think their moments true, while they heard every single voice of ancestral rule. All that's to die within the generational sins. Children healing awakens all past transgressions. Recognize the shame in history, let it pass through. Breathe together, exhale your voice to the truth. Pass one. Reparations all the past hurt born. The colonization of the whole world one. Healing up the generation of is one. One love, many nations move is one. Reparations for the past hurt one. The colonization of the whole world one. Healing up the generations of is one. One love, many nations move is one. Reparations for the past hurt one. The colonization of the whole world one. Healing up the generations of is one. One love, many nations move is one. Reparations for the past hurt one. The colonization of the whole world one. Healing up the generations of is one. One love, many nations move is one. Reparations for the past hurt one. Colonization of the whole world one. Healing up the generations walk as one. One love, many nations move as one. Reparations for the past hurt one. Decolonization of the whole world one. Healing up the generations walk as one. One love, many nations move as one. Come on. Decolonization of the whole world one. Healing up the generations walk as one. One love, many nations move as one. Thanks for singing with us because both vibes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
That's fucking awesome. There it is.
It's Eric, it's
that's way more. That's way more than a song. That's a great performance.
Thanks, brother.
I was gonna say,
go ahead.
Sorry,
Frank.
I was just going to say, it's really that simple. All right. I mean, seriously, it's really that simple. But we forget that, and we lose sight sometimes. So thanks for reminding us, Eric. That was awesome. Man. No, seriously, that was great. It was a great performance. Yeah. It's kind of what it's the type of stuff you want to see, like like anywhere for that matter. But like if you're in a city, you're at bitter end, you want someone that's like going to be performing and making you feel differently when you walk out. And Eric, I could only imagine being sort of in that audience. So I'm glad you're able to share that with us.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was a great night. I mean, people were into it from note one. So, and it's nice, there's something about this particular song that's like a mantra almost. It's just so simple and it's easy to remember, which is really helpful for sing-alongs. It's super. We make a joke of it on stage when we're introducing it. We're like, this is a really easy song for you to learn.
There's something about the word decolonization. It's really easy to actually say that word.
Yeah,
decolonization, really.
So I do. Thanks for bringing that up, Mikey, because that lyric, the last two verses were written by a woman named Lila June Johnson, who I met back in Ethiopia back in 2018 on a Unity Earth pilgrimage. We did all kinds of cool Unity stuff, and that really sparked, I think, the seeds for what the song became. So as part of Book of One, I think you guys know this, but for those who may not know it, who are watching, we did 9 versions of the song with folks from all around the world. We had people from Ghana, people from Ethiopia, people from Jamaica, of course, folks in Brooklyn, and Lila June representing the Dene tribe here in the States, which actually she would frown upon. She would say that she lives on Turtle Island. So really, really deep, wonderful soul. And I think if everybody checks her out online, follow her on Spotify, she's got real wisdom to share with people.
Yeah, I submitted my version of that with like on bongos from Pound Ridge, but I guess your publicist didn't really get that to you, but didn't make the cut. So
we will do volume 2.
All right, so listen, I know Mikey, you've got a big day ahead of you tomorrow. I'm gonna say goodnight to you, Eric. If you want to hang out, would like to hang out, we would appreciate your appearance.
Yeah, I'll hang.
Because Sean's got some good stuff. Mikey, have a good evening. Thank you for joining us, man. And be well.
Great seeing you, and Frank, thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah, thank you too, Mike. Hey, listen, before you go, another thing that I learned over the last year and a half is how creative some people can be with videos, Mike, you are that guy. You know,
No doubt.
I knew nothing about, and what's humbling is that you yourself are very humble about it. Like, you knew very little about how to really construct this stuff, and you kind of learned it. And every once in a while, I'd like pick on, try to, call you to pick your brain and be like, how do you do this? Like, and he's like, okay, there are all these things that you can like. And I'm like, really? I'm like, this is pretty high end stuff, man. So Mike, seriously, in all seriousness, I think this entire community, anyone that's interested in making videos and enjoyed watching, owes you a debt of gratitude because you really took it to a different level, and showed us how a guy who hadn't really played with this, with a little bit of trial and error can work some really cool funky things out, and that's you, man. Seriously, so hats off,
Thank
man.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
You're awesome. You're awesome.
I enjoyed every minute of it, working with you, Frank, on phone calls at 12 o'clock midnight. And,
those did happen. They happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were actually talking about this. There is a collaborative aspect of what we do as musicians, right? But that same element exists in almost everything we do. I think we are our nature is to sort of be collaborative. We want to and like you and I, Mike, how many times have we said we're working on audio mixes or just video mixes, like all that stuff matters. I mean, there's a lot of people that be like, no, I'm doing it all myself. Like, no, that you and I have always been like, no, we kind of, it's all collectively. We want to make sure that every piece works, and how do we make it work? That's what a band does. That's what musicians generally do. They collaborate, and so the video element of that is just one extension of that. And Mike, you proved that. So thank you again. Hats off to you. Thank you again, Mike. Man, we'll see you soon, bud. All right,
Mikey.
Mikey Beans. Mikey Beans, the ultimate, the cool guy. Again, Dave Lindsay, a great drummer, cool guy. Mikey Beans right there with him. Cool guy, great drummer. You guys need to go. Also a great video maker and a great guy and a great collaborator. Okay, let's turn our focus to Mr. Sean O'Reilly, one of the I will say, I don't even know how I stumbled across you, Sean. I saw a video you made that you posted, a Facebook page video or whatever, and I was so impressed. I was like, hey, do you want to be on the show? And Sean's like, where are you from? Like, I've heard of Stamford. Now, Sean, just full disclosure, Sean's actually out of New Haven, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, that's okay. It's still the greater Stamford area, right? Randy, it's
a small state, man.
Randy, you're pretty north of us. You're in what? You're in Easton, right?
Easton, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Eric and I are, interestingly enough, Eric doesn't know this, but Eric and I are like 5 miles away from each other.
Now I know.
I kid you not.
And I'm scared.
I know exactly where he lives. So
he's added some security cameras.
Ring. Yeah, the Ring cameras.
Infrared. Yeah.
You see a guy with a Rush shirt in the front. I think it's Frank.
Is that a Fish shirt he's wearing? Oh, Jesus Christ!
No, but Rush, I'll accept Rush.
You'll take Rush, okay? So I saw Sean's posting. By the way, we should remind people. Sean does a show. I don't know how frequently you do it now, but you used to do it every night. How often do you do your own show?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday now.
All right, so 3 nights a week. I mean, like, Randy. I mean,
That's
Eric.
great.
I mean, could you do a show 3 nights? We probably could, but it's a lot of effort. There's no question about it, right?
Yeah.
It's work.
The other thing that Sean is, I think it just extraordinarily creative from a standpoint of, he's got a multiple camera setup, multiple mic setup, and so it's pretty high end. I asked Sean one time, how do you do that? He's like, oh, it's easy, and he explained it. I was like, woo! I was like, what the hell is he talking about? But I do remember saying, yeah, sure, that makes sense. Like I would, like I really came across as if I understood what I was like, what he was saying, but I had no idea. But all right, so Sean, we will do a couple of songs. You tell us what you want us to start with. It's the holiday, or there's another. It's called the other song.
Yeah, maybe do the shorter one, the holiday party.
All right. So you want to do you want to set this up for us?
Well, yeah, that's actually just a cover. It's by an artist named Saint Vincent, who's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I got a Bowie thing. she's really well known, I think, in the guitar industry right now because she made a guitar that's pretty successful. It's like a funny shaped guitar.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, this is off her latest album, so it's a really pretty new song.
Cool.
All right. So take note not only of Sean's insane talent, because it literally is an insane level of talent, but also look at the craftsmanship with regards to the audio and the video element of this. So here it is. Sean O'Reilly covering St. Vincent the Holiday. Here we go.
At the holiday party, red wine lipped a little early, reminiscing got us laughing. That's when I saw your face cracking, smiles and smoke and screams. Your Gucci purse, your pharmacy. Pretend you want these things, so no one sees you not getting what you need, not getting what you need. Hide from me. Are you still working on your screenplay? Or did the lights go out on Broadway? Think if you can just keep spinning, you won't miss all you've been missing. With your bills and jewels and speed, your little purse, your pharmacy. Go hide behind these things, so no one sees you not getting what you need. Not getting what you need, and you can't hide from me. You can't hide, no. You can't hide from me.
Yeah, you know, I just want to go on record.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to go on record as I can hit that note too. Holy shit!
Can you try that again, Frank, please?
Holy shit, Sean!
That was amazing.
That like blew my head off. Like it was awesome, man. That was great.
Yeah, Sean, nice chops and nice pipes, man. Really well done.
Amen.
I've actually heard other songs that you've done where you hit that note. Where you've got this amazing ability to sort of get right up there. I don't know how much higher. Seriously, when you think about it, have you ever covered any like Zeppelin or stuff? I bet you any amount of money you could probably nail Zeppelin, right? Like, would you? Well, the three of you, Randy and Eric, would you agree that Robert Plant probably has the highest register of any rocker, right? Am I off base?
Or Geddy Lee.
Geddy Lee.
You know what, Geddy Lee, yeah, but he's a bit of a freak. Seriously, I mean, he's a little, you know.
I like freaks. You know?
Are you kidding me?
No, but your point is well taken. Yes.
Yeah.
right? I mean,
I think
it's
he's
pretty
very
high.
famous for having a high range. I mean, so the thing was, I was in a cover band, and they kind of ran the gamut of all those singers. So, like Brad Delp, Boston.
Yeah.
Oh,
was
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
That was
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
had to do, and I could not do that song when we started. And they're like, "You better figure out because we're going to be in front of people." So,
Hey, wait.
Wow.
So you were covering Boston as well?
it was like it was like 3 hours of like Guns N' Roses, Boston, Led Zeppelin.
Oh my God! Wow.
We did all of them. It was Kelly Clarkson. It was my
man.
head
Oh,
exploded.
right.
My head
Yeah.
exploded the whole
I
night.
love
She's
Kelly.
one of my favorite singers.
It's great training.
She can hit some notes, man. Wow.
Yeah, I it's funny. I feel the same way. You know what? By the way, who's the band? Is the band named Fun? Is that the name of the band? Fun?
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm
There's
talking
a-
about?
I know that
You ever hear
band,
that
yeah.
song? Just give me a reason. It's Pink and the guy. I don't know
Oh,
his
yeah,
name.
yeah.
I don't know his name, but he's an insanely high. I mean, his voice is higher than Pink's voice, and like she's got she's got some pipes on her, and she's and he's like
That's a
I'm
good
like,
tune.
Whoa.
That's a very good tune.
Eric, you weren't expecting that, were you?
I mean, you said you could hit the note, and
He nailed it.
Yeah.
He nailed it.
All right, so
Frank, let me give you 30 seconds. My fun Led Zeppelin story. I saw Led Zeppelin one time since '75, Valentine's Day, and we go there, and apparently they had just woken up at 7 p.m. for the 8 o'clock show.
Wow!
And they came out, and Plant had no voice, and I have a recording from the soundboard of the show. The recording's excellent, and you hear something like, "And as we wind on down the road, our shadows taller than our soul."
By the way, I've noticed that about Plant on occasion. Like I'm not putting him down or anything, but I noticed that he had certainly a lot more trouble hitting notes. I would say probably around that time, like after 1975 or so, his voice was just not nearly what it was 5 years earlier. And you can't expect it. But by the way, same thing for Geddy Lee. By the way, Geddy Lee by 1978 was not hitting. We are the priests, right? I can still hit that.
Yeah, wow, Frank, just wow.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Well, Sean, that was amazing. The way you moved into the falsetto. I don't even know if that's falsetto or if that's your natural voice. That was outstanding. Really, got such control there.
Yeah, really.
All right, so the next song, Sean, why don't you set this up?
I wrote this one. It's called, I think it's called The Other Side Now because I figured The Other Side, there are too many songs with that title. It's sort of part of a song cycle. It's supposed to be a little bit of a narrative based on, like the whole Orpheus and Hades, like the person goes to the afterlife. In this part, they're not so happy with what they're seeing, I guess. And it's got sort of a C-section almost like your song, where it does something different at the end.
That's awesome.
Cool.
So I just want to go on record saying I have no idea what you're talking about, Eric. Do you?
I do.
I majored in English.
Randy,
Yeah,
how about
I
yourself?
still remember some of that.
All right,
Yeah.
good. Well, I have zero idea, but I'm sure it's a great song. So let's go ahead and listen, Sean, and watch Sean O'Reilly, The Other Side. Here we go.
Out here, I can't breathe. Out here, I've been deceived. My life was more than just a sequence of moments, a book of pages turning ever slowly towards the end. Did I get lost somewhere? Can I find my way out of here? I'm on the other side now. I'm for me. I would hear eternity's only greeting me briefly before sending me on my way. What lies behind this door before me? A puzzle, a path, a map, a maze. I can't see the truth is existential crisis. I'm on the other side now. I'm on the other side now, and I see no difference. I can't make sense of it. Rubato for these bloody feet. Applause from a ghostly wind. So I turn to take my empty bow, 'cause I'm on the other side now. I cannot hide from the other side. There's nothing beside the other side. No house, no voice, finality divides the other side. No house, no voice, finalities design the other side. The other side is what I'll find on the other side.
Yeah, man.
Jesus. How do you do that?
It's insane.
How do you do that?
Insane talent. Insane.
It was a lot of takes.
Nah,
Was it really?
We don't need to peek behind the curtain. I mean, let's assume it's a one take.
Yeah, I
shot
nailed
there.
it first.
One take.
And by the way,
one take.
One take. Even
now
though
that's really impressive. I have to say
it really was.
That really is
absolutely insane. By the way, I happened to in the break. I read Orpheus and Hayes. Yeah, you nailed it.
Frank always with the jokes.
All right, so listen, Sean. I think you meant. I think you may or may not have heard, but Eric is going to be. We're going to be doing the BandSetter live stage event. What do you call it? Open, I don't know what the hell you call it. Open mic.
Open mic.
Yeah, but I hate using the term open mic only because it sounds so like, hey, anybody can just show up and just play. I mean, that's the idea, of course, and we'll have we'll take anyone that's willing to step up and be brave enough to share their talents with us. We're happy to have that. But we're going to start the BandSetter Open Stage events on June 16th. Eric is going to be our featured artist that week. We've got some others that are already planned. Sean, I would love if you would grace us, if you can get down to Stamford sometime, for you to join us and do a 30 or 45-minute set for us. Number one, I'd love to meet you. We haven't met in person, but I'd love to see your performance. And so if you can make it down to Stamford, you let me know. I will absolutely make a date for you, and we'll take care of you. We'll pay you gas money or whatever it is that we need to sort of do the right thing to get you down to Stamford. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I just I got a car that'll fit this, so I can bring it.
Well, you don't have to bring
Wow.
it.
I was going to say, just throw that grand piano and that harp in the trunk.
No, you get a keyboard. But this I can bring.
I've got a little, I do have a little Yamaha. I can I've got, if you want to just play keyboard, that's cool too. I mean, look, something tells me that any version of Sean is going to, wow people. So regardless of whether or not you're traveling with a 500-pound, 500-pound whatever harp,
No, the harp's not that bad. Like I literally, one of the reasons why I really wanted to start playing harp was I kind of despise keyboards. Like they're really, if you get used to playing a real instrument, they're just not comparable. And so for me, I was like, well, then I could at least play a real instrument when I go out live if I bring it. And they're not so portable, but I mean, they got wheels and stuff. It's not bad.
Listen, I'm all kidding aside. I mean, if you can actually haul that thing, that would be the first time I've ever seen anybody play harp. That would be such a thrill for all of us. I think collectively, I think I speak for the entire community. So, yeah,
Curious,
that'd be great.
I have a question. Who was it that inspired you to pick it up?
Well, so I was definitely aware of Joanna Newsom, and I love her albums, but I wouldn't necessarily say that inspired me to play harp. What the situation is that I've been playing piano for a long time, and I got into the habit of fixing them, and I resell them. And so then I saw a harp that's 100 years old on auction, and I thought, well, maybe I can fix that and learn how to play it. So I was aware of that, but if I didn't come across that random situation, I wouldn't be playing harp.
Yeah, wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
Well,
usually somebody's inspired, like for guitar players, it's like Hendrix or Jimmy Page or somebody. And it's like, oh, I gotta play,
Yeah, well, no. For piano, like as a kid, I learned to play piano from copying Tori Amos. So like I definitely had that experience. Nice. But with the harp, I mean, I like it. Like she's maybe the one that I know.
Yeah, there's also Dorothy Ashby.
Right, yeah, but she's a jazz artist.
Yeah.
A little bit out of my wheelhouse of what I can emulate. But so like I love her music, but I didn't think like, oh, I want to play harp like that.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Sean, I have a question.
You did beautifully.
At points, it sounded different. The harp sounded different.
Yes.
What are you doing to get to, there's a classic harp sound, and at different points it was a cool sound, but it wasn't a classic harp sound.
Right. So the reason why this one is like super cool and why I got it is it's electric and acoustic, but it's electric in that each string has its own pickup.
Oh,
so
no shit.
you can really crank it almost like an electric guitar, maybe like a hollow body.
Yeah.
And so I can take that feed and I can take the acoustic feed, and then in post I can change them. So for instance, I added a lot of a chorus sound to the harp for that because my low A string was horribly out of tune. And so I was like, well, we'll just make the whole thing out of tune and it might sound better, right? Because that's what a chorus effect is.
Yeah,
but yeah,
exactly.
you can do a lot with it.
Awesome.
I will say there is a harpist named Lara Samoji who's very, very good at doing harps and special effects.
Wow.
Lara, yeah.
Well, Eric, I mean, I don't mean to speak for Light Warriors, but, I'm sure you could use a harp at some point, like a great harp player.
I got a pedal board.
He's got a pedal board. Hey, this is awesome. Really, really great conversation, too. I really appreciate that, Randy and Eric. Thanks for, for that as well. And Sean,
nice.
As always, I'm so happy that we're able to connect in this format.
Yeah, and I really appreciate this show.
Yeah, well, the mutual admiration on both ends. So thank you again for all three of you for joining us this evening. This has been great.
Thank you, Frank.
I'm going to miss this. I really am. But it'll again, as I said, it's not goodbye. It's so long for now. But I'm
gonna place a bet. This definitely is not your last show.
No. I said it from the outset. It's not my.
Okay.
It won't be the last show. What I plan on doing. It's my last regularly scheduled show because we're trying to do this every 2 or 3 weeks. What I might do, during the summer, is if I'm out to enough shows, I might record a couple of them, or 3 or 4 or 5, or, you know, Kurt and Helen and some of the others that are playing out, you know, Dave Lindsay and those guys. Like, you know, I'd love to record a bunch of that stuff, and maybe we'll reconvene and say, you know, what have you been up to for the last couple of months, you know, and maybe do something like that in August or September. So, you know, that's kind of what I think the next iteration will sort of be, you know, just keeping up with the times, you know, as they say. But all right, hey guys, thank you again. You guys are awesome, and you know, we'll see each other. You know, we'll see you around.
I'll see you around, Frank. Thank you so much for everything, man.
All right, thanks, brother.
Great job,
Eric,
Great job.
Sean, Randy. Thank you again. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye. All right. And that is it. Gosh, I hate saying that because it sounds so finite. And like it, you know, I don't know. I mean, that the intention here, of course, is that it's not, you know, it's not it, but it is it for now. So here's the deal. You know, this was a difficult decision to make, to sort of just say, okay, let's put this on pause. I use the word pause for a reason, because I want to reignite or reestablish this at any point, you know, when I feel the time is right, and when I feel that my, you know, that we, you know, we can use a little bit more of this stuff, right? But it's been so amazingly enjoyable. I hear a lot of, oh, thanks for doing this, Frank. I sincerely mean this when I say it. No, thank you. Seriously. This whole 14, 15 month period has been tough on a lot of us. And look, you know, this is why we do what we do. This is what music's all about. This is what community is all about. The whole sense of community exists within this. This is sort of, you know, if you think of it, you know, we are nothing more than you know, what's the word I'm thinking of? I mean, ultimately, we are what community is all about. And so thank you for being part of this. Thank you to so many folks. First of all, I want to thank everybody that joined us this evening. Joe Calderon started us off. Matt McDonald. Matt, thank you again for everything. Pete O'Neill, a newcomer. You'll be seeing a lot of Pete. He's one of those guys, like, when you watch Pete, you go, shit, I gotta call Pete. Yeah, I gotta at least meet Pete, you know. Kurt and Helen, thank you for doing the, you know, sort of a you know, kind of a remote call-in tonight. They were outside of the Horseshoe up in Southport, and Kurt and Helen doing some shows this, you know, upcoming in the near term future. Dave Lindsay, Grateful Dead All-Stars, Connecticut Grateful Dead All-Stars. Thank you, Dave. Dame and the Dude, and also Meg. Thank you all for being part of that video that we did collaboratively, that Linda Ronstadt video, but also Dame and the Dude doing their own thing. You guys have been, you know, just so great throughout this entire show and the span of this show, at least this season's show. Sherry Platt, Sherry and Dave, that was so much fun. Thank you again. I really do appreciate your enthusiasm and just how much fun you guys have doing that stuff. And then of course Tommy and Alt ID and you know, Dennis and Joey, you know, and then like Dennis, another unsung hero here. Dennis was doing a lot of the video stuff as well, and if you watch the trajectory of or at least how all of our videos have evolved, you'll notice the same thing for all of Dennis's videos as well. They start out, you know, in the earlier months, you know, kind of, you know, playing around, and then before you know it, they become, you know, more and more. So Dennis, you know, hats off to you, man. Thank you for being part of this community. You know, he's calling in from Utah. We know he's from Utah, but as far as I'm concerned, he's from Stamford. So thank you, man. And of course, Tommy and Joey. Tommy, you know, I'm your biggest fan. You know that. And, you know, thanks, man. So who else? Randy Stone. Well, we just saw and talked to Randy, but we also talked to Bobby Miano. Bobby, great guy. Great band, Flight Risk. Check them out if you get a chance. Thank you for being part of that. Rocksteady Collective. That was Randy Stone, joined by Eric, joined by Mikey Beans, joined by Winston, joined by Karen Johnstone, joined by Carl Troutman. If you get a chance, check him out at Joey C's. I can't remember the exact date. I know it's a Sunday. What else do you have going on in June on a Sunday? Nothing. Go out and check them out. A lot of fun. And according to Eric, I'm getting paid double to do the sound. So thank you, guys. Thank you, Eric. I love that. And then, of course, Eric Rabaska doing all of the stuff with Light Warriors. And as we mentioned, Eric will be our first featured artist on the BandSetter live stage show, which will happen at Club London, downtown Stamford, right outside of downtown. Not exactly downtown, but close enough. And then we've got, and then, of course, Sean O'Reilly. Sean, thank you I'm so glad we met, and I'm so glad you were a part of this. Also, shout out to all the folks that have really, I'm not even going to scratch the surface, but I am going to scratch the surface. Essentially, we had so many folks that have joined us over the last year and a half. Folks like Ann Campora, her sister Liz. I mean, you guys were awesome. Alana Zabari, folks like Kenny Weiss, folks like Richard Keith. Richard's, you may or may not know, like, if you ever watch the beginning of this show, we have this intro to the show, and that was Richard Keith and the occasional Playboys doing that. So thank you, Richard, for lending us and allowing us to use that as part of our intro. It made me feel cool. And that's just, it's cool by proxy, And then we have people like me and Dee, Susan Carson. I mean, thank you, Dave Davallo, Mike Soma, guys like Pat Stone, Randy's son. Pat Stone's an awesome guitarist, player. Folks like Laura Budzellik, folks like Dan and Carly Galindo. These are all folks that have been part of our community for such a long time, and I can't thank you enough for being part. And look, as I said, this is not a goodbye. It's a so long for now. Those are my closing words. I wish you all well. We will see each other, in person. It'll be fun. It'll be, like it used to be. And then, like I said to Eric, we'll kind of touch base every once in a while and kind of do this thing and chat a little bit and bullshit and drink a little bit or whatever. But I'll see you, hopefully see you live in person. Until then, please stay well, stay safe. Frank Tosto signing off.
Angels hover, lift off to victory smothered. Lengthy competition signals, old ways dying and brittle. Power conceived by a master, gorging on it faster and faster. Reverence turns cold in an instant. Shackles strangling resistance. Strikes at the fearful under guise of protecting people who by rules they're creating from this axis in time proliferating. Survival of joy is the mission.